Welcome to iCast Summer Friends. We pick back up with this story of Burke, Ravenous, Lyroon, Will, and Nanto. Nanto's going to join shortly. He's just eating some other stuff. But yeah, so picking back up with the guys. And it's been a busy day for them. They started off the day fighting a green dragon in the arena after this scheduled bout that they had agreed to take on as a favour, well, in return for a favour. And then you guys had to go seek out this Crimson Cleavers contact, who's you knew you were going to make contact at the guest and mimic store exactly midday with a thug named Patchy. So you borrowed a hat disguise from Victoria, or Victoria's Secret. Which I mentioned because Burke was asking for a clarification. That's the update. It's victorious, as in victory, not as in Victoria.
No, that would be plagiarism.
Victorious Secret. You made contact with Lyroon wearing the hat, and she gave up where the drop point was, and was talking about a fellow named Green Marcher, and then Lyroon decided to take the jump upon her while he could. Some wrestlers intervened, thinking that you were attacking some poor damsel in distress,
including a cabbage.
I was looking at the crumpled watermelon.
We'll get to the cabbage in a moment.
Okay.
So you managed to track her down, and she tried to make a run for it using some kind of leaf blade. You managed to catch her, and Ravenous doing a dramatic grapple in the nick of time, and then some finishing punches. Just before she managed to get onto the griffins, and what would have been quite a...
Hi! Just in time.
Ah, excellent.
Right in the middle of Sam's intro.
Hey, but I'll just wrap this up and then we'll get into it. You managed to catch her just before she got onto the griffins and took off into the air. What would have been quite a tricky situation trying to chase her on the griffins, and after you managed to take down, Ravenous went rifling through her belongings and found a ring of animal influence. She recognised the ring because there's one just like it in Victoria's shop. She found the leaf blade, which you've yet to have properly identified, a bit of gold, and a ruby necklace. Given the ring of animal influence, you are pretty certain that griffin ride would have been quite difficult to try and catch up with her, because she would have been able to just fear the griffins. And then you found a tattoo on her neck just by the ear, which started glowing.
And then stuff went bad.
So you were trying to interrogate her. Brooke didn't like it when the tattoo started glowing, the eyes started glowing, so you just killed her, and then you brought her back with Will's very last lay on hands point. He was sent out of the tent. Ravenous, but she wasn't answering questions, sort of spasming slightly, and Ravenous decided to try and cut the tattoo free. Discovered that beneath the tattoo it's beyond skin deep. In fact, it's flesh deep, and then it started spreading. And she started spasming more and more, and you guys panicked and grabbed her and started sprinting out of the...
I don't know about panicked. I think it was a calculated, impossible attempt.
Yeah.
Let's call it that.
I should say, there's one piece of art that I should share before we get into all that, which is lovely mutual growling
I love
image
it.
this is put together, which I'm very pleased with. Anyway, so you took off sprinting out of the Monster Festival, out at the Harp's Close Festival, and across the stream, and then out into the wilderness, and then bad stuff happens. As you say, it was this happened. So I'll get into a proper explanation of it. But this is what you're currently facing down: is this slime tentacle monster that's just flailing wildly with this crystal embedded in the middle. So what that cabbage is the crystal. It's the Awakened crystal, which 4 out of 5. So Will hasn't seen it before, but 4 out of 5 you've seen it before. It's this crystal that's used to awaken the various vegetations in the area, and you've shattered one or two of these before, but you haven't really seen where they came from or how they work. So interesting to see one appear. Hey, Pots.
Interesting is an odd word for it.
How you doing?
Been better.
Yeah, fair enough. Hope everything's all right. Are you going to be camless today?
You can turn it on.
Oh yeah.
That just
I
means
have said
hope you're
off
okay with moving
stream.
around everything.
No, it's absolutely fine. No, it's up to you.
Expecting it.
I
I'm
have
prepared.
said off stream that Pots is very pretty. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
extremely
true.
biased.
Off
And I do-
and on screen.
Have I said
I
it
do
on
appreciate that.
Yeah.
every
Oh,
time.
I've said it on stream, I guess. Yeah, Pots, you're very pretty.
And you look at that,
Thank
I've
you.
got it set up for all of us to be on. Look at that.
Oh my goodness, full house.
Very
been a
cool.
while since I've been able to make that work. Okay, so I'll just move. There we go. So
Drop me on the good side.
I think it's time to switch
What's
over the
up?
music. But before I do that, I'll just read out a little bit of blurb for you guys.
Yay!
So,
Pre-written blurb.
yeah,
I feel
pre-written
spoiled. I like it.
So you charged away from the Monster Festival, feet pounding as Will carries the spasming and increasingly green glowing body of Savannah, the Crimson Cleavers agent, seemingly operating with no will of her own and repeatedly muttering, "Green Marcher wills it," or "I am Green Marcher's hand," his intent made manifest through clenched teeth, and she seems to be spasming out of control. Carney folks, tourists, and even wrestlers gave you a wide berth as you were sprinting out, wanting little to do with the recent violence and far less to do with the seemingly spasming glowing lady. You crossed the bridge beneath the stylized dragon's head with flaming nostrils across the stream to begin rushing away from any civilization and out onto the road leading away from Daggerford and away from the Monster Festival. And finally, the last of that emerald green light that had enveloped Savannah, glowing from head to toe so brightly it was near blinding to look at, finally enveloped her. The spasms rocking her body accelerated to a constant twitching movement and then suddenly ceases. And before your eyes, she seems to just melt, dissolving and condensing inward into a spherical, pulsating emerald green crystal, just like the one that had been tattooed upon her neck. And with a deep blast wave of energy released in a 20-foot radius sphere that sent you all skidding 10 feet backwards and Will toppling to the ground prone. She dealt her 9 damage and the rest of you just 4, I think. Then that energy seemed to suck back inward and the crystal rose up to float 10 feet off the ground as the energy seemed to wrap and condense and coalesce around it until it became a physical liquid presence. Not quite humanoid monstrosity made of flailing tentacle-like limbs and an open, gaping maw that let loose a terrifying roar. In every direction, you hear wildlife taking off, sprinting for safety, and a small flock of starlings soared up out of a nearby tree to frantically flap east, and high overhead is a singular red-tailed hawklet lazily loops from a position of safety, seemingly unperturbed by the detonation or the roar, or perhaps just watching that horde of critters running away and deciding which to feast upon. Lyroon, as you mentioned, you were intending to shoot it as it was still forming.
Mhm.
Let's have that attack roll, and after that, it'll be your turn.
I have one correction to make for your blurb.
Yeah, go for it.
We weren't running out of Daggerford. Will was heading towards Daggerford, nearest temple.
Oh, okay, sorry. You were running. Yeah, you were coming to the crossroads
yeah.
to head back to
Running
Daggerford.
away from populated areas.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Also,
Okay.
thank
When
you. I was
so-
going to say I am far too relaxed and zen for combat right now. That guitar was just lovely.
Right?
Yeah, let's.
Like a nice little combat.
We
When
just
did I get a
need
javelin?
some like non-copyrighted monomarth sort of.
A monomarth? Oh my god.
That would be perfect for combat. What do you mean?
Does
We're
a
gonna
10
go
hit?
in.
A 10 does hit.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty massive.
It's this massive, like, slime
Why
blob.
not?
It's not got much in the way of AC or anything like that. So yeah, a 10 does
Wow.
hit.
For 12 piercing damage. So yeah, as the the thing is forming, Lyroon knew that this wasn't a good idea. Lyroon's been around for a long time, and sometimes sometimes things don't go the right way, and was prepared for this, already drawing a bow as it's rising in the air, and
Okay. So you loose your arrow, you let it fly, and it just sinks straight inside it, and there's no resistance at all. The arrow just seems to pass into it, and just gradually it loses momentum and slowly starts like rotating end over end. But yeah, you can see there's a small rivulet of not gooey liquids. It's more like there's a little glowing hole in its side, and just a little bit of light leaking out of where it struck. Right, that was what you were doing while I was reading. While Nanto was saying get all the vegetables away, and we were saying get the people away, and Bur and Ravenous were just sort of watching on in horror. Laroon, you're first in the initiative order, so go ahead. What's your turn?
Oh man, this is annoying. Cause yeah, okay.
I always hate being first in initiative. Personally.
No. Being first is nice. It just I'm want to both be close and far away, and those aren't possible.
Until we get you some laughter.
Become a human yo-yo.
Just be an Echo Knight and be both at the same time.
All right, let's do that.
Just
Yeah, okay.
Echo Knight.
So Lyroon walks 10 feet forward. I'm assuming it's on ground, so you can melee it, right?
Yeah, it's ground level. It reaches 15 feet up, 20 feet up above you, so it's a gargantuan-sized creature.
Excellent.
But it is on ground level. The projection
Lyroon runs forward and tentatively does a punch with a fist, hoping to disrupt it, and really, really hoping that it's not comprised out of anything corrosive.
It's a very good hope in this case.
Give me those attack rolls.
Just one attack for now.
Okay.
A bunch for 16 damage? 11 damage. I apologize.
24 certainly hits. So yeah, your fist swings out, and just goes straight through. When you make contact with its surface, there's a very slight initial resistance, and then you immediately seem to pass forward into it, and then you're inside this like energy field that it seems to be made out of. There's a tingling all along the length of your arm, but there doesn't seem to be any acidity. There's no damage as such. And when you pull your arm out, there's just a slight glow out of the wound.
Excellent.
That's good.
Checking.
Noticing that it's not painful, if not a little uncomfortable, Lyroon just goes to town. Going to another attack, 13 hits for 8 damage, then bonus action, another hit for 7 damage. So just a quick, punch in. Not just like a punch, more kind of like a grab, trying to pull energy out of it.
Okay, interesting. Is that doing anything in particular, or it's just your punch? It's not that you've got no key left to have you. You punch in with it's a trio of punches, and you see there's a trio of holes now where there's like light leaking out. It doesn't really seem that much worse to wear for it. But certainly you're not being damaged by attacking it, and you're out of key, so there's not much more you can do than that. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, bam, bam, bam. 3 quick punches. Each time your hand sort of slips inside, there's a weird tingling sensation, almost like half of a funny bone being hit, and then you yank it free, and it calms down after a little while. And that's the end of your turn. So next up is.
Also, I'm 10 feet closer.
Oh yeah, sorry, I need to update the map. But next up is Brooke.
Right, so given I'm right next to the thing, just a quick confirmation. I still have the blade we've taken from Savannah. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You absolutely do. You don't know what it does or anything like that, but yeah, you've got the blade.
As far as I'm aware, that's a short sword. And I'm going
it's
to
a
use
scimitar.
Even better. I mean, it's not quite the blade I'm used to, but if it has any magic in it, I'm going to go ahead and test it.
Cool.
If it has any magic in it, he's going to throw it away immediately.
He's gonna spin
No,
like
no,
no girl.
let's not get ahead of ourselves. That's a war trophy. That's
He's going to snap it and then keep the hilt. Right.
Yep. So let me slash at the. I don't.
That's right. Just give me the short sword attack and we'll make it work. It's the same. It's a 1d6 for the damage. Okay.
Excellent. So 21, I suppose, hits.
Yeah, 21 certainly hits, and in fact it does 1 additional damage. So from this attack you roll, you'll be able to determine it has the property of a +1 sword. Who knows what else it's capable of.
So as soon as that happens, I step forward, slash once, see as, droplets of whatever oozing thing gets spilled off of this creature. Just a mental note that if it seems to be working, let's just keep at it. Flash the second time. Consider any other weapons I'd like, but no, it seems to be working fine. So 2 hits, 21 to hit each for 10 and 11 damage in that case.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, any maneuvers or anything?
No, nothing.
Okay.
I'm just going to be here.
So yeah, twin swipes of this this leaf scimitar. As I say, the hilt looks like it's a pair of stylized leaves. There's a sort of gem in the center which needs to be done at the minute, and then there's a curved blade. Whoosh, and where you slice across its form, there's just light leaking outwards. It's taking the blows pretty much in stride. It doesn't seem too bothered just yet. It's still just wounded, nowhere near bloody just yet. And we've turned.
End of turn.
Okay, now it's its turn. So yeah, the rest of you guys actually rolled pretty badly. So Ravenous, Nanto, and Will. Well, Ravenous and Nanto both had an initiative of 9. Will had initiative of 1.
Hey, I rolled pretty
It
okay.
makes sense.
I rolled pretty okay,
Yeah.
but -2 dex.
Yeah, the -2 there. So the Awakened Atrocity, which is what we'll be calling it for this game, seems to be looking down, and it's got like a crude maw and crude pair of eyes. It's looking down at these various holes that are forming in it. You actually see a secondary head, like Lyroon would see, is forming up the back, and look down at that side as well, where Lyroon had been punching at it. And then the 2 heads look up in unison, one looking up Lyroon and the other looking at Buruk, as it seems to debate and consider. And then it just slurps forward across the ground and moves to actually occupy the same space as with you.
I don't like that.
Oh no.
As the light of its body passes over you,
I'm sorry. It moved away from me.
so you may take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah. I'll definitely do that.
I assume you don't have the Sentinel feat. I don't think any of you do.
I don't know what that is.
The Sentinel feat is.
Every time I've taken it, it's proven to be not useful.
I've used it great. It's a feat that allows, if you do an attack of opportunity, it reduces the monster's movement speed to 0. So in this exact scenario, it's very useful, but I don't think any of you have it. So yeah, 14 hits, so you do an additional 10 damage.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, just as it's moving away, slurping across the ground away from Lyroon, wham! Just another punch and just another bleeding bit of light out of its rear as it moves and envelops Buruk, Will, and Ravenous in its form. And then it continues moving forward. So let me just check its movement speed. Yeah. So yeah, it just moves and envelops them. Moves another 5 foot to the west. Not quite reaching Nanto, but it clearly has intentions of trying to get as many of you within its circumference as possible. It's just...
I'm not a fan of that.
And then it's those flailing tentacle limbs that it's got made out of solidified light seem to rise up as one, coiling around one another until they form this thickened limb and just go wham, just slap overhead towards Buruk and recompense to his scimitar strikes. And so yeah, the limb actually passes straight through its own body. It seems to have no trouble attacking within itself. Comes swinging towards you, and it just slaps against the heavy chain metal armor. Boom! And just like you can see, there's like acidic style burning across it. But so it's probably another visit to the blacksmith, but no damage taken.
You are making this blacksmith the richest man in Daggerford.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Well, after the arena, Will fixed it, so there's that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So yeah, maybe you'll make Will very rich. So Ravenous, you would be next, but at the start of your turn.
I don't like it.
I don't like this.
Okay, what's happening at the start of my turn? Tell me now.
Oh, I'm finding out. What's your AC?
Right now,
What's your AC, Ravenous?
Lindsay, don't want to hear your DM say.
That's 15.
15. You got a 15 to hit. So at the start of your turn, another one of those tentacle limbs form within its body and comes probing out to wrap around you and start squeezing. So it seems that at the start, if you start your turn inside it, it gets an attack against you.
Oh.
Right, so let me just roll for damage.
that's kind of nasty.
Yeah. I'm starting to worry.
There's no fear. There's only victory today.
You just need to control your hunger of hate, our boy here.
Guys, I have no spell.
Yeah,
We used it at the beginning of the last combat.
Yeah, we've had 3 combats now, so
Three and
that's
a
not
half.
a surprise.
3.5.
Good combats.
Because Lyroon had the great idea to prioritize getting a bit of gold.
Yeah, I judge you.
So you take 21 bludgeoning damage and 7 acid damage for a total of.
I'm down.
You're down. I don't think you haven't taken any damage.
Took 9 damage at the beginning.
Of.
I'm down.
Oh,
Yeah.
from.
When the boss came out, I'm down.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
one shot.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, what
you-
type of damage? Sorry.
You took 4. So it's 21 bludgeoning and 7 acid damage.
Okay, acid.
And yeah, it's not poison, so you'd be resistant to that. But yeah, the blast wave at the start, you took half damage from that from memory. So you've taken 4
Yeah, but
damage.
I've taken 10 damage altogether so far because of the last fight as well, I think. Because I fell. 1 damage there.
Yeah.
I was not at full health at that point anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've been attacked 28 damage.
No, you should have been at full health because you hadn't taken any damage from the agent or the
Okay, well,
wrestlers.
regardless, if I took 4 damage, I have 33 HP. 28 damage on top of that, I'm down.
28 plus 4 equals 32.
Yep, 32.
I think you're at 1 HP. Because you would have had a short rest after the dragon fight.
Yes, that's correct.
So then you didn't take any
Did we
damage.
have a short rest since the fight with the wrestlers?
No.
Nope.
Just from the dragon fight.
Oh,
But you
yes. All right.
Yeah, and the only damage you took from the during the wrestler fight was 1 full damage when you did your dramatic hero jump. So as I understand it, you should have been at 32 health at the start of this
Okay.
combat.
So what, I have 1 HP left, basically.
Yes. You have exactly 1
Wow.
HP. So yeah, this limb comes from within it and wraps around you and starts crushing you, and you can see you start feeling your skin start to bubble and burn as it's the acidic forces of this energy seems to start seeping into your body.
Mm.
And it's the start of your turn.
Great, and if I try and get away from get a
Yep.
attack of opportunity.
Unless you take the disengage action. So that means you use up your action, but it means it can't get to attack you and you can move out.
Guess that's
It's
what I
until
have
the
to
start
do.
of your next turn when he does it again.
And then he does it again.
Well, you don't know
Exactly.
how fast it can move. It certainly seemed to be trying to get to Nanto and didn't seem to manage to reach him.
Alright, well, I guess the only option I have here is disengage and get as far away as physically possible, but not next to anyone.
Oh, there's a second option. Thine glorious battle.
Yeah, I'm not Baruch.
I would not advise that
I
option.
mean, you've got an answer. He can healing word one of you.
Yeah,
do
no.
one.
Will is sitting there going, "Get out of here, run! Get out of here, ravenous!"
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I'm
So which direction?
not
are you...
doing too well, so I'm gonna go basically straight, where is it?
East.
Northeast. So I'm going straight northeast as far as possible.
Ah, yes, because you're slippers of spider climb, you can run straight up this cliffside as well.
Mm.
So it's 5, 10, 15, and then you can run 10 feet. It's about 15 feet up. So 5, 10, 15. So basically, you can reach about here, and you're now 15 feet up as well.
Okay, cool. And then, do I have anything left?
So that was your action. Essentially, is to disengage, to get out without. So basically, the way to disengage, it's almost like you're like waving your hands and trying to say, "Don't hit me, don't hit me," as you run away.
I mean, you still have a bonus action if you have anything to do with it.
She's got no
do you
slots.
Have just dumb question because I can't remember. When was the last time you hexed something?
Did I hex something?
Oh,
She doesn't have spell slots.
Well,
I have no spells left.
yeah,
Did you
but if
hex
you cast
something in the
hex
last
earlier,
battle?
it lasts a
Not in the
while.
last battle. I
No.
hexed something in the penultimate
The dragon
battle.
fight. Yeah,
Dragon fight, yeah.
yeah. But you'd have. Right. Yeah. Anyway, right. So that's the end of your turn.
Sorry, just trying to help.
No,
no,
absolutely. That's
We're in a sticky situation.
yeah. You got to use every resource you've got. Right, Nancy.
Music is really thematic, which is great.
Right,
Who
intense,
has
epic
resources?
battle.
Oh
Sorry.
boy, okay. Oh, so someone's saying something?
No, go for it.
Oh, okay. So, we're a bit on the screwed side here. Let's see, I have... So everyone's up at the moment, yes?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just about.
Alrighty.
Oh, Ravenous, literally, you can see her. She's like, there's these horrific acid burns across her body. Actually, her clothes, her really nice, fancy clothes are half melted. And you see she's like, barely managed to pull herself out of this beast and then just pulling herself up the wall of this cliff face. Her slippers adhering, but she's in a poor state. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, everyone's up.
This creature looked like it could fly. I think we mentioned it was up in the air earlier.
Well, the crystal rose up in the air, but the actual creature itself, so far you haven't seen it manage to do anything like that. It seems to have been ground bound.
Okay. So it doesn't... I know you can't answer 100% yes or no as a DM, but from now, it doesn't look like it could just chase up after Ravenous, right?
It's pretty tall.
It is 20 feet. I'm only 15 feet up, so I'm not even up
Alright,
above
then
it.
let's do this. I am going to, of course, use my mantle. My mantle of inspiration. And I'm going to inspire Will, Baruch, and Ravenous. They get 8 temp hit points, and can move up to their move speed as a reaction without provoking.
There we go.
Nice.
That is amazing.
That
So-
is quite useful.
Yeah. So, yeah, currently, Will and Baruch, you're both in the center of it, so it's difficult terrain while you're moving within its confines, but once you're out of it, it'll be, well, as long as you're not in the tree line, it'll be regular movement. So, yeah, you can absolutely, let's do this in terms, it was Will, Nanto, and Ravenous, was that right?
No,
Sorry, Will,
Baruch.
Baruch, and Ravenous.
Yes.
Yeah, so Ravenous, I assume you use your movement to just continue running away?
I'm gonna continue up the cliff face. How tall is the cliff face?
You're at the top now, so it's about 15 feet tall. But you can start running east or whatever.
I'm gonna go.
The map does extend a bit further north.
Can we bring the map up a bit so I can just see what my
Yeah,
options
yeah,
are?
yeah, absolutely.
Sorry,
Oh.
guys.
You're cool.
I'll do
And,
it.
and no. Joking.
Blam!
Okay.
Blam.
So actually you would have been... You're like height-wise, you're at the top, but yeah, move, like direction-wise, you just need to pick whether you go north or east.
Okay. I don't think I want to go my full movement speed because I have a couple of things to consider. I'm gonna go basically to the precipice of that circular valley part.
Like there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And
Okay.
maybe a little further back. Just
There?
teeny.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ravenous, Nanto, yeah, there's this wondrous light start enveloping his clothes and he's glowing and all of you feel inspired. And yeah, Ravenous, you're on death's door, but you just get enough of oppressive energy that you can push yourself up the rest of the cliff face and start running, backing out, whimpering as your all these pains are racking your body. Brooke. So yeah, you've got 30 feet of movement. You can get out of its attack range without breaking an attack opportunity, but it's difficult terrain while you're inside its body.
I think I will be getting out just enough to stay in its melee range. Because
Okay.
I don't plan to stop at this point to attacking it.
It's like there.
I don't know.
Yeah, that works perfectly.
Okay. Cool. Will.
I'm prone, so I have to get up with half my movement, and I
Yeah.
think that just gives me enough to get out of this circle. I know that it's not going to quite work that way because I'm a player, but Will is going to stand between it and Nanto.
Yeah.
Raise
gotcha.
her shield, try and protect him.
Yeah,
I
so you,
That's
sacrificed
your back, buddy.
myself.
so you pull yourself up on the ground, and there's like slight wisps of smoke coming off your armor and shield as you pull yourself
So
out.
nasty.
And then you get over to Nanto's side and just moving to protect him. Nanto, obviously, that was your
Just
bonus
grabs her
action.
helmet, puts it back on.
Good prop. Nanto, it's your bonus action, I believe.
Beautiful. Yeah, that was my bonus action. So I am currently threatened by it, correct?
You're currently, as far as you're aware, yeah, you'll be within the melee range.
I have 1/3 level spell left. I'm going to cast slow on this creature.
Okay.
Nice.
This is a good option.
Just
DC
Nanto
14.
saving the bacon. Oh my
Wisdom
gosh.
Save.
Wisdom save.
I doubt an ooze has much wisdom. So
Nat 19, I'm
hopefully.
afraid.
Fuck!
Shut
Yeah.
up.
I could post it if you like.
It was a good idea.
It was
It
the
was
perfect
idea.
move, but
Essentially, bring out that mantle of inspiration, the beautiful series of like ethereal, wispy, glittery like vines and butterflies that web out, and he's just going to yell to everyone to scatter to the winds, and then try
5
his
steps ahead of you,
best.
buddy.
I was going to point at the big guy, point at him, make sure to point at him, and just be like, and for you, I very much don't like the rate at which you're moving. Could you just kind of stay there for a minute, please?
5-minute break.
Yeah, and there's it's this wave of light starts enveloping it and spreading outwards, and it's for a moment it's like this tentacle starts slowing in the air, and it just shoves through and carries on. It's too angry.
Well, Nato is going to chuckle and just be like, oh, I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
Ralph.
No, sticks with that. I'm right here, and I got you. And she's just standing with her shield in front of Nanto.
Well, and speaking of which, it is now Will's initiative 1 turn. Go.
Okay.
Ooh, that
How big
initiative.
is it?
Hmm?
How big is it?
20 feet tall and 20 feet to a side.
So it's not large, it's huge.
Gargantuan, in fact.
Gargantuan.
So I can't shove it.
You can
Is-
certainly try.
Yeah, no, you cannot shove this creature, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I can't shove any creature that's more than 1 size larger than me.
Sounds
Have
we
you
need to
tried
make
getting
you-
swole?
I was gonna say, we need to make Will 2 sizes larger.
Well, yeah, if you
Well,
potion of
I have a
growth.
potion for that.
No, I'm
Yeah, one of-
personally looking at that thing, and it's what exactly do you push in it?
I don't know,
Yeah,
man. I
sure.
picked the slime. Don't even worry about it. But that means that I can't use my bonus action for that, and I'm all out of magic. Well, maybe. Am I? I think I have 1 spell slot left, actually. Hang on. I'm sorry.
Please check, please.
Mm.
That's
Could
right.
be
I have
life
1
or death.
emergency heal left. That's the only case that I will be using that spell. Sure. Until that point, do you use advantage in this game?
From what?
Flanking.
Oh, it'd be +1 to your attack rolls. Is
Okay.
what we worked out.
So
Which
then
reminds me, I
what-
forgot to make the ooze noises. Sorry, Syrinscape. Here you go.
How does that remind you to make
Oh.
those noises?
Oh, I don't like the sloshing.
Okay, decisions made. Will
That's my favorite bit.
Okay, Will
Sorry.
is going to.
I have.
So you can move to essentially here. That will give you flanking +1 to hit. But from what you've seen of the others, like they were clumsily hitting, and it still hit.
Okay, so then please put me back where I am. In front of Nanto. I'm going to attack once.
Okay. How about attack roll?
I'm gonna miss.
No, that hits.
And I would have hit with a +1.
That hits.
Oh, it hits!
That hits?
Glorious.
It has a less
Okay.
than 10 AC. This creature.
Oh, yes!
Whoa, that's not the right thing. That's not what I meant to click. I'm
Wilcast
sorry.
guiding bolt.
Wow, where did you learn Guiding Bolt?
On the Warhammer hit as well.
Sorry, that was actually
8 damage.
8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then I would like my bonus action to shove, as Will just lifts her arm and tries to push Nanto further away from this thing.
Oh, cool.
Yes!
Nice. Yeah,
I
it's
love
its
Nanto. Now,
involuntary
what if he can
movements. Yeah, it's, I assume you failed to save Nanto.
I will willingly fail that.
Okay, so
Will
um,
Nanto just stands there completely straight, just like, ah!
yeah. So yeah, it's 5 feet, is it?
10. I think.
10.
Let me double check.
Yeah,
Should be
'cause-
5.
I'm gonna be mad.
5
Okay, well-
feet. I'm sorry. You're
5
right.
feet.
It is
Ah.
5 feet.
Okay, so you move 5 feet west. So yeah,
And
sorry, go.
yeah, no, I'll keep moving that way so that I'm parallel to Baruch.
Yep.
Because, like across Baruch towards Ravenous, towards the west. So
Okay.
that way it can't engulf too many of us all at once.
Cool. Yeah, good shout. Okay. So yeah, you
And
can,
then I'll hit it again.
and then you, yeah, because that's your bonus action. So yeah, give me the attack roll. Good use of the shield shove. I've never seen that on an ally
Yay.
before.
Beautiful. Good
21
thinking.
definitely hits.
I was planning on being 100% field medic and like just picking up Ravenous and carrying her out, but things did not work out that way, and I'm glad.
Yeah, go for it. Okay, so 21 that hits. 4 damage. It all adds up.
Will is pretty tired at this point. She's super bashed up.
Yeah, I mean, you guys had a long day. You fought a dragon. You got beaten up by wrestlers, and not so much this agent, but yeah. Now it is.
I would like to please be northeast of it, so that I'm directly across Baruch on the other side of him.
Oh, okay. Where like over here?
Northeast. So Baruch the monster, yeah, like over there. That way it can't hit all of us at the same time.
Yeah. So you're just maximizing your chances of avoiding multiple absorptions. Okay, so
It's a little melee, I hope.
yeah. So you one flail of the warhammer, wham! It just carves straight through. It's not even carving. Just the hammerhead just whacks against this. It's very briefly resisted by the outer energy field and just passes through it. And where it passes through, you can see there's another hole and another bleeding energy. And then you shove Nanto back, and he just slides 5 foot back at the ground, and then just wham again, overhand strike, and it's just another bleeding hole out of it. Yeah, it's still not yet bloodied. Okay, that's the end of round 1. Top of the round. That brings us to Lyroon.
Ooh. Lyroon does, and I'll do it again. Runs 10 feet forward and punches 3 times.
Punch the heck out of it.
And you can take +1 to your hits as well because of flanking. Yeah, 19 hits, that's 7 damage, 13 hits. I think for reference, I think you guys have hit it enough. I mean, it doesn't really matter anyway, but its AC is 5, so it's AC. You basically always get a hit.
Monster's burping at us.
Yeah.
Don't roll it on every hit.
I can add
Exactly. So extra AC doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
Which is fine, whatever.
It's basically you only miss on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Lyroon charges forward, mostly reckless of what's going on. Not quite reckless, but mostly reckless.
You're not a barbarian level of reckless.
Yes. And also willing to cut ties if everyone else dies. That's it.
Oh, that's not very nice of you.
I mean, elf life, you outlive everyone. Okay, so
Elf life.
3
Yeah, but
and
you shouldn't be doing it
attacks.
so actively.
Speak for yourself.
Just runs forward and was actually going to lean on the back and do several kicks, 3 of them in fact.
Okay, so yeah, okay. I imagine you sort of do the martial arts movie style. You jump into the air, bam, 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 like 3 kicks before you even hit the ground again. If you're up for that.
From Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I was thinking Chun-Li.
Chun-Li style.
I'm thinking Chun-Li.
Okay,
Oh,
we're
they
like
can
Chun-Li
hurt-
style. So yeah, you run up and then just 1 foot plants on the ground, you swivel through the air, and then you're just right leg, bam, 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 3, 1 up, 1 middle, 1 down, rapid succession, and where each foot connects, it's just this glowing energy being sucked out of its body. It's just slowly being poured out, still not bloodied. Yeah, it's taking quite a beating so far. Okay, anything else?
No, that's action, bonus action, and movement.
Okay, that's everything you can do. Burke.
Cry is a 3 action.
I mean, why would we? I don't know about you guys, but Brooks at full HP. He's got most of his maneuvers. He's happy for this fight, if anything. And given I've got a fancy new
You
to attack,
short rest classes.
I
Short rest.
I would love to have had a short rest.
For clarity, Burke's had a great day as well because he slew the dragon.
Oh yeah, he gave the
yeah.
final blow.
I had the best of the.
I'll just leave, shall I?
Yeah. Just get out. Right, so Burke, you've got all your resources. What are you doing? Well, except for action set. What are you doing?
Yep. So first off, I'm going to slash once,
Okay.
and that's 13 to hit, which I suppose is a hit.
Yeah, anything above 5 is a hit. So basically, nat 1 misses. That's it.
That
Yeah.
one misses.
And a second one will be a maneuvering attack, so I'm going to roll that separately. But it is 1d8 extra damage. So there are 2 slashes doing 10 and 11 damage, plus 3 extra for the maneuver for 24 total. But Burke essentially finds himself a spot, given Nanto's help, he gets out of the creature before it can do too much to him. And as soon as he's out, he just stands back and starts slashing at whatever seems like a tentacle. He seems to manage to get one of them to basically splutter into nothingness. The rest of them, unfortunately, collapse back into the creature. But yeah, he just keeps madly slashing at it.
Okay. So yeah, Scimitar's just working away. Who are you maneuvering, by the way?
So that will be... Let me actually check whether I can do that.
Is anyone who can see or hear you?
Yep. In that case, that's going to be for Nanto. Just to repay the favor, you can move up to half your speed without provoking opportunities as a reaction.
Wonderful. I will retreat to the northwest.
Okay, so that's 15 feet there.
Yeah.
So you just start backing away. So Burrick's just moving that scimitar. It just slices once, and then one of those probing tentacles comes moving towards him. He just whoosh, just chops it free. And actually, as you watch, it doesn't regrow. It just where you chop, the energy just dissipates. And it doesn't seem to regrow, and finally, the creature seems to be starting to weaken. You can see there's a certain dimness to that crystal. It's no longer glowing quite as brightly in the center.
As Nanto's running away, he will make sure to yell back to "Oh, I'll be back! Don't worry, thank you!"
Don't be back too soon, buddy. Get a safe way away.
Okay.
I would never abandon you, not in the throes of heroic defiance of such a creature.
Will is actually gonna chuckle into her helmet and be like, "Here's breath from down, and this guy's still reciting poetry. Let's go."
So, Burrick, what else do you do?
That will be it, I believe. I
Okay.
don't have all that much to do with bonus actions.
Good. So, it's surrounded. Its targets have all moved apart from each other, and it's like it's got three heads that have emerged out of its body now. One looking at Nanto, one looking at Will, one looking at Lyroon, and they're both just staring down at the various wounds inflicted. And then all of the three of the heads absorb back inside it. It sort of wobbles a bit, and then one larger head comes out the front of it, and it slurps forward towards Burrick. 10 feet. So, you can both make an opportunity attack, Lyroon and Will.
There's that brief thing of, do I want to grapple it? No, that doesn't make any sense.
It's still the same question. I mean, you can't. How? What exactly is there to grapple?
You grab onto a tentacle.
Just flailing around wildly.
That's exactly what it wants from you.
What it
Right.
wants.
So as it slurps away from the pair of you, it's just a fist punch out. A warhammer cracks out against its hide. There's just more light pouring out, but it just doesn't seem concerned, and it envelops Burrick within its body, and a tree just nearby.
Oh, that's important.
It is because before your eyes, those emerald green energies that it seems to be made of start seeping into the tree's trunk, and you see suddenly the bark splits. It's craggy, splintered maw opening within the center of its trunk as this mouth opens up. Two emerald green eyes open in the trunk, and it starts ripping itself out of the ground. It's just awakened a tree.
No!
Oh, we're so screwed!
And this tree just starts bumping over, so it's acts on the same initiative order to flank Burrick. So let's do some awakened tree attack rolls as well as this.
Oh, that's broken!
I am not a fan of this.
But it is the right music for it.
It is.
I
This
told
is
you
my
to
favorite.
keep it away from the
Okay.
vegetables!
And
You
this,
just said
I'm trying.
trees.
I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying.
and the Awakened Atrocity got a nat 18 for the attack roll on Burrick, so it definitely hits. Right, we just roll damage.
I'm not a fan of this.
Me neither.
Can we reckon on
This
this?
is the TPK of this.
Could we undo this just a little?
Okay, so you
Yeah.
take.
Yes, Control Z isn't working. What's going
We
on?
changed our mind.
So you take
Save state.
25 bludgeoning damage and 13 acid damage. So that's a total of 38 damage to Burrick.
I'm standing, but suddenly from being very, very healthy and happy, I'm to below 85 HP.
And now you're not. Yeah.
So yeah, as it sort of absorbs you, the pseudopod that just reaches out and sort of wraps around your waist and starts crushing. You can see smoke billowing off of your armor, and actually you can see it starting to degrade from the damage that it's taking, and yeah, it's just crushing you and melting you. Your flesh starts bubbling from the wound, and then the awakened tree rips itself out of the soil and starts stomping its way over towards you and reaches up these branches. They start coiling around one another and form into this giant branch-made fist and bring it swinging overhead to try and flatten you.
So the first attack was from the abomination itself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
Okay. Also, your armor has taken a little bit of damage, a bit of actual damage.
You're not trying to kill us, right?
Oh, it's already beyond bloodied, guys.
I mean, he is.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Yeah.
he is trying to kill us.
Yeah, that is
So whose turn
literally
is
my
it?
job. I meant to like slightly kill you. So the tree comes stumping forward, reaches a fist, that branch-made fist overhead, and brings it crashing down over Burrick's shoulders, and it just cracks, and you can see actually his head compress into his body. You take that would be 16 bludgeoning damage. So I think that's Burrick down.
Oh my god.
It's not.
It's not.
I'm alive, but just barely.
Hobgoblin.
Not even that.
No, just
Also,
lots of
was
health.
that-
Oh, you just helped me.
It's
He
constitution.
cycles every day.
No, I just eat a lot of vegetables.
Okay, so yeah, this awakened tree just stomps over these emerald green glowing eyes, and it just rapes that branch made fist, slams it overhead, compresses his head into his body, and for a moment he looks like he might drop. But yeah, Burrick's made of sterner stuff than that. And that is the end of the atrocities turns. So next up is Ravenous. With your
So when
1
you say he looks bloodied, does that mean he's close to death, or is that more
bloodied means he's taken about half his health of damage.
interesting? This may be a weird idea. I have an idea. I don't know if you'll let me do this. Is the only thing. I want to grab my diminution potion, throw it straight over the top of the creature, and then Eldritch blast it so that the potion falls and makes him small.
Let's see what you're going for there.
That's pretty cool.
It's cool,
This
isn't
is
it?
my idea. I don't know if it's legally acceptable.
That was a really badass description, though.
Yeah. I don't think you need to Eldritch Blast it, you just need to throw the potion, because it's not really that solid. So you just need to throw the potion at it.
Thing is, the potion's not going to reach that far. That's why I asked.
When you're up above, if you move to the edge of the cliff face, I'll allow it.
Yeah. I'm gonna
you have to
do
give me an
some-
attack roll. You won't get your normal benefits because it's an improvised.
No,
it's
no,
not like a
that's
weapon.
fine.
But
Get a
just roll me a
5.
d20 basically,
Okay.
and then we'll see what happens.
Okay. So I got a 14. My plan is do a sprinting run to the edge of the cliff. And as I literally reach the last step, which I will go over the cliff, because when I fall, I can attach my foot to the cliff edge.
Yeah.
So I will make a run, and I will just throw. I'll be uncorking as I go. So uncork it, and just wham straight into the creature.
That's
Lovely.
pretty damn cool, Ravenous.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're running. You take out the potion. You're sprinting forward. You uncork it with your teeth. Spit it out, and you reach the cliff face, and you use the actual momentum of you like pivoting over the cliff face. You plant one foot, and it whips forward, and this potion just goes spinning end over end with a natural 14 on the roll. Yeah, that definitely hits because its AC is
Nice.
pathetic, and it just absorbs into its insides. It doesn't even shatter on the impact of its outer shell. That's how soft it is. It just absorbs in, but then the acidity of its internal body starts corroding the glass of the bottom, and it just. And you can see the potion start spreading out within its body, and indeed starts to take effect. So this is the
Diminution potion.
Yeah, it's the reduce effect of the enlarged reduce potion.
awesome, man. That was
Yeah.
super cool.
Which it means he gets disadvantage on strength checks and strength throws. Its weapons, effectively its pseudo limbs, reduce in size as well, which means it does less damage. And the actual whole creature reduces one category of size. So it now is reduced to just a large instead of, just a huge instead of a gargantuan creature, which is important for some mechanics.
Does
So
that mean that it's no longer covering Baruch?
I was going to say, yeah, is that true?
depends which direction it shrinks. I think it would shrink away from the direction that the potion came in, so I think it shrinks that way. So you can see where I've already shrunk it on the map. But yeah, it shrinks down. But it certainly has become much less of a threat. It's hurt and it's now shrunk down in size. Burke is currently stuck inside it. And looking a bit worse for wear. I also need to add on the Awakened Tree onto the map. So for now,
I was going to say, yeah.
I'm just going to add on a
It's
circle.
fine as is.
Yeah, we don't need to add anything.
Oh, you don't need to add it.
No, Sam, you forgot that the tree just decided to walk away. That's
Yeah.
why it's not on the
It's just
map.
like, screw
With
this.
us now.
You saw
It's
the beauty of
awakened.
Nanto's
Nobody's
plan.
saying it's angry. Maybe it had a nice nap.
So the tree would be back here. Okay. So potion shrinks down in size. It seems to become considerably less threatening, and it's just like turns its head towards you, like, but it's considerably raised in pitch now. So more like because of its shrunken size.
It's got a scratchy teen voice.
Yeah, nice move. Like it.
Teen Ooze. Now coming in theaters this summer.
No.
Nanto, you're up.
Oh boy! All right. Well, nobody is down yet, which is, as far as I'm concerned,
Boomer!
that is an absolute win. So, I don't have much.
Hold action?
I have no inspiration, and I have a single level. I have level 2 spells. Oh, I could do this. Okay. Question: are the tree and the ooze overlapping?
I see what it is.
Not so much. Hang on, if I just actually get the squares up.
I really like
It'd be
the song, by the
it'd
way.
be like
It's
that.
good.
Yeah? I'm gonna
Yeah,
turn
this
it up
song's
on
really
my
cool.
I have to occasionally turn it down so I can hear you guys properly, but I'll turn it back up. Excellent. Okay, yeah, sort of heavy
I'm
metal.
asking because I have Cloud of Daggers that takes up a 5-foot square, and if they're in the same square, I can hit both of them.
Yeah, no, the tree's not within it. So he's trying
Son
to
of a
balance
gun.
that a bit.
No.
Then in that case, I'm just going to plop it down onto the ooze. I need
Okay.
to decide where I'm putting it down.
Yeah.
I mean, I could
Use
just
and
do-
work are overlapping. You could technically hit both of them if you
Yeah,
really
put
want.
it on Baruch.
No, I don't recommend it.
I mean, I gotta get value out of my spells, okay? And 2 targets is bigger value than 1 target, so I'm gonna go with no.
Fair.
It's fair. I respect that. Let's just put it right smack dab in the center. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figure,
So, Nanto is going to slam that staff into the dirt. A couple tufts of dust kind of come up from it. And as he swirls it towards the creature, I'm going to animate all of the leaves in the area into razor-sharp blades.
I love it.
So yeah, all these leaves on the nearby trees start ripping themselves away, ripping themselves free of the branches until one is like about a quarter emptied, and then it just forms in this cloud of sharpened leaf daggers, just start swirling around, and then they all start sucking inside of the Awakened Atrocity's body, and just absorbed into its body, and they start forming this cloud and start carving away, but no effect until the start of its turn.
Yep. And he is going to yell out, "Come on, nature, show what you got!" Not him, that one. That one! Bad tree! Bad tree!
Okay. End of turn?
I believe so, because I have no more inspiration. I mean, I could... No, I can't push or pull anyone. So no, that's no inspiration. That means no bonus actions. Cast a spell. I'm good.
Okay, Will.
My course of action is fairly straightforward. I am going to run at it, and I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit it real hard.
Hit it very hard.
That's right.
I would
5, 10,
also
15.
like. Yeah, I'm gonna be stupid. I want to get at an angle so that I can shove Brooke out of it, even
Okay.
if that means that I get inside of it.
Oh no.
20, 25.
Ruh-roh.
Hang on. So you started off here. No, here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh no. If you go here, that'll shove him. I'll allow it. You can shove him that way.
That's what I want to
Put
do.
yourself inside it. Okay, go
Yep.
for it.
Okay. So first I gotta attack the thing, and I'm trying to punch through its outer shell. No, this is nasty! As I step inside of it.
Okay. Let's have those attack rolls. Oh, nat 1. I'm afraid nat 1 always misses, no matter what. So
That's okay. Another attack.
yeah, that hits. Yeah.
I was gonna wait for the second nat one.
Just do that once in a
Right.
row.
So 7 damage as she really doesn't want to step into this thing. Oh, no, just do it. Just do it. Just hold your breath. And as I'm inside, I'm just gonna reach out and try and shove Brooke out of the thing.
Oh.
Okay. Brooke, do you resist?
And there's just a very small hobgoblin sound going, "Aw." Is that what I heard?
Yeah, it was.
That would be cannot like head cannon. That was Baroque, not just the
That definitely wasn't very true.
There was Buruk.
Brooke, do you resist or do you allow yourself to be safe?
I will allow myself to be pulled out of that very, very sticky
Okay.
situation.
So yeah, Will comes charging in. She like swings with the warhammer, and as she reaches the edge of it, it just rebounds off of the light's outer edge. It doesn't seem to quite manage to make impact. It's just, in fact, it's just not quite enough strength in it. She's far too concerned with what she's actually intending. All of her attention and momentum is being thrown. She's got a shield up. The warhammer's more distraction than anything else. Just smacks into Burke. He doesn't give any resistance to it. He's too concerned with being enveloped by this horrible being and almost dying from being smacked from both sides. And he just comes flailing backwards, flops out of the energy barrier into the tree, rebounds off of it and off to the side, sort of staggering slightly, and it's just a bit discoordinated. He is freed. And then you're stuck inside with it. And you can see the leaves starting to form into a cloud right in front of you. And you just take the warhammer in hand and then have a whack towards its inside, just trying to swish. And yeah, it seems to do a bit of damage to it. It's still looking inside
of it, with her shield up. She can't speak, obviously. She's just giving Baroque this sign. Get away. Move. Go. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. All right. So that brings us back to the top of the round. So that brings us back to Lyran. I'm just going to lose her. I can't hold it any longer. But you go.
To 10 feet. No, let's go to the north actually, since using my incredible movement.
This is my incredible movement. Okay, one moment. I just noticed the my epic battle playlist has run out, so we have to switch to the regular epic battle playlist.
I'm just enjoying the weird slushy moaning.
Yeah, I mean Syrinscape, because epic games need epic sounds. Right,
There you go.
so you're gonna
name
move.
it that? Do we have to name it Slushy More? Oh, that's the name of the episode, isn't it?
Sushi sounds.
Slushy groaning.
Yeah, sushi going. Right, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Where did you want to end up? Sorry, Lyran?
North, just straight north of it.
Not there.
North middle. Yeah.
Yeah, you can easily
And-
reach there. Go for it.
Yeah, and then punches. Punches 3 times, which all hit for various damage.
Okay, so that's a 12, 24, and an 18. Those all hit. 11, 10, and 6 damage. Let me just add those on. Okay. It is now officially a critical. So yeah, Lyran charges forward, circling around this elvish speed that he's able to harness, circling around to the north, opposite position to Buruk. Starts kicking and flailing with his fists, and yeah, there's another trio of holes of light that start bleeding out of it. It's weakening. It's the crystal in the center. Now you can see there's sort of ripples of light crossing its surface. It's now not just glowing. There's just where those ripples pass, it's glowing, but where after about a second after the wave passes, starts to go dull. So as you can see, there's a limited amount of energy left within it, but it's still alive. Gross. Buruk, barely alive, but you're still up.
Yep, and barely is all we need at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I did check whether I have an action surge from the previous time, but no, unfortunately that was used up on the dragon.
I think you used it in the rest of the fight as well, to be fair.
Yes, that might have been it. Oh yes, I carved up one of the wrestlers badly. Yep, that checks out. Still, I'm going to swing my sword, or scimitar rather, at this ooze once more. For natural 20.
Wait, the first one of the game. So that will
For
end
a
up.
total of 14 piercing damage, because I am going to do another maneuvering attack. This time to get Will out of the trouble she got herself into.
So, cool fact about Battle Master fighters: when you do a nat 20 and you use a maneuver, it's 2d8, not 1d8.
Yep.
I was thinking about it, but I decided to go for the safe one.
No, my main character is one, so trust me, I know. Right. So let's add this up. So you do 12 plus 2, so for 14, and then
21.
21 in total. So still alive.
Well,
It's
that's a good thing, because that's only half the turn, isn't it?
Let's see if you manage it.
By the way, I'm completely ignoring the tree. I don't know much about magic, but if it got awakened by the ooze, once the ooze is gone, I hope it would go down. So this time I will be stabbing all the way to the center where... Do we see that crystal anywhere inside of it still?
Yeah. In fact, if I bring up the art, you can see there's with a transparent layer overlaid over the top of it in PowerPoint. There is the crystal floating in the middle of its
Looks
center.
pretty good.
Yeah. I even applied a
Better
3D
Photoshop
rotation.
than most Photoshops I've seen. Yeah, it's pretty good.
PowerPoint's great, man. Like, you'd be surprised what you can do with it. But
He
yes,
does a lot with it.
PowerPoint, because great games need great images.
great presentation.
Perfect.
So 10 hits for 9 damage plus a maneuver. Which maneuver are you doing?
This is yet again another maneuvering attack. To get one more person out, in this case it's Nanto who needs to get a little bit further away still, I think.
Okay. It's just... Nanto, you moving away a bit more?
Can you show me on the map?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, we're stuck looking at the beautiful art.
I would also like to move out, please, if that maneuver did in fact work on Will. Thanks.
Oh, you can only target one person at a time with it.
Oh no, so the first attack targeted Will.
Oh, right. So you did 2 maneuvers. Gotcha. Yeah. In fact, yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to sploosh out and like, oh man, I don't recommend that. Ugh. Shakes her hand and ooze comes out her gauntlet.
That is...
Will just shouts back, tastes awful, doesn't it?
Yeah, not great. Thanks for the assist.
That is actually the best use of a maneuvering attack I've seen in a very long time. Getting someone out of the auto attack range of this. Okay, and then Nanto 15 feet away as well.
Move me, to like the north a bit.
Like that?
And I will cheer back at them. Oh, go team, go! I'll be over here.
It is. Okay. So yeah, as Nanto backs up and is sort of like, the Doppler effect as he runs away, and then Will manages to pull herself free out of the essence, and Burr's just slicing away with that scimitar, just carving away, and just more bleeding light, and actually there's so many cracks and scars and punch holes and whatnot in this giant Awakened Atrocity's form. It's more glowing light than not, and it's starting to dim very rapidly, but it's just about still holding on to life. End of your turn, Bur? You got a bonus action?
I will use second wind for that.
I was going to say, it's definitely a second wind is needed from the Hobgoblin fighter. Right.
And that will return me 9 HP.
Okay, so you
It's
just
not
take,
a lot, but it might just do.
yeah, it's a little. It's just enough, perhaps, to keep you on your feet. So you're taking this fortifying breath, trying to keep yourself on your feet. And now it is the beginning of the Awakened Atrocity's turn. Nanto, you have a cloud of leaf daggers.
I do have a cloud of leaf daggers. 12.
Okay.
Nice.
That is a big dagger.
That is big boy dagger damage.
Yeah. So
like a blender, food disposal.
yeah, his leaves just sort of blending away inside it. And it's just, you can see because it's centered right over the center, actually, that is where the crystal is.
Yep.
Conveniently. So they're just carving away through the energetic, through the energetic innards. More and more light pouring out of it, and the leaves start sinking into the crystal in the center. Shunk! One sinks into it, another, and it's just more and more of these leaf blades sinking into that crystal in the center until eventually it starts cracking open and just shatters. The whole of that energy form of its tentacle body suddenly just dissipates and just bleeds outwards in all directions, and the crystal just plops to the ground in shattered pieces.
Nice.
There is still an angry tree though.
Oh, you.
So while one is defeated, and I'll stop the angry slurping noises. You've defeated the atrocity, very much so. Just in time, actually. So that happens at the start of its turn, right? That's the
that is.
So yeah,
that's where it starts its turn there.
Yeah, that works out very nicely for you guys. So good job. Okay, so that just leaves the awakened tree. Which it's sort of you can see its trunk sort of rotates slightly and takes in the sights that its creator has just disappeared, but it still has those eyes of absolute malice, that splinter mouth, and it just kind of just
No, screw this tree. We've all been working really well together and like protecting each other and getting each other out of danger. It's going down. To
Yeah.
heck with you, tree.
heck with you,
Heck
tree.
this tree. Heck it to heck.
Okay.
What's happened to the cabbage?
So it sort of shatters with all those leaf blades going into it and sinking in, and then just bits start chunking away, and then it just crumbled into pieces and then dropped to the ground. So there's just bits of crystal littering the ground right now. So
Seem to awaken anything else as it litters the whole ground.
we'll have to see. Not that you can see anything yet.
I don't want it.
So let me just roll up this attack.
As well as
Okay,
the
so this tree, they start wrapping the branch. Well, the branches were already wrapped around each other. It just smacked down on top of Bert, and it just risen those back up into the air, and they're tight, and you can hear the creak of wood as they start wrapping around one another again. And it's wham, and just smacks them down the top of Burke again, and again you can see his head sort of compress into his body from the blow. It's not nice. That is.
I think that's once again a hit.
Yep. 12 damage.
That is a problem, given I have 12 HP.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. So yeah, this branch-made fist, it just goes wham, straight over the head onto Burt's head, and it just compresses into his neck, and it doesn't quite manage to pop back up. And you just see the hobgoblin just flops to his knees, and it just drops onto his face first into the ground.
That's horrifying.
Yeah. And that is the end of their turn. So next up...
No hobgoblin thing, no less endurance. You just...
That is half orc thing too.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. So Ravenous, you just watched Burke get crumpled. What do you do? By a tree.
I mean, I have limited things I can do from this distance, other than
Just heal.
I haven't got anything to heal.
Warlocks don't heal, they just damage.
Yeah, I only damage. So I'm gonna run.
Excuse me, and also shrink monsters with a really cool maneuver.
That's very, very true, actually.
I'm gonna continue running down the cliff face. Now that I've sort of hilted over. I'm gonna get to... Actually, can I see would there be too much in my way if I came to ground level?
So you can do your attacks and then move, but it's a tree. Trees are pretty tall. So you can, from ground level, from up there, either way, you can get a nice clear line of sight on attacking a tree.
Okay, so I'll stay where I am, and then make my maneuver. I'm gonna lay off 2 Eldritch Blasts at the tree, and while I do, say, I'll be going, "You stupid overgrown stick!"
Okay.
Let me do my Eldritch Blast.
I didn't know that you knew vicious mockery.
That's 11 to hit.
Yeah. Sorry. No, this isn't. I'm afraid that actually doesn't hit. 11 does not hit.
Okay.
So used to
Then-
the 5.
Yeah, I'm so used to just 5 AC.
And
Anything
then
hits.
13.
13 barely hits.
It
does hit.
though?
It does hit.
Okay. I'm gonna go for the attack. The damage roll. That's a 6.
Okay, 6 damage. So yeah,
Singe a few leaves.
yeah. And you stay in position? Are you moving at all, or are you? Staying
I'll
in the
continue down
Yeah?
the cliff face.
So you just run down it. So you're just taking off, running forwards, and you summon forth these 2 purple meteorites in your hand. You stupid overgrown stick, hole 1, and it just barely skims the edge of the bark. It just seems to manage to lean just about out of the way, and so it just rebounds off it and over and just detonates a piece of earth. The second one manages to take it in the center of the bark, and you see a bunch of splinters fly outwards, but it doesn't seem massively bothered about it. And then you carry on turtling your way down the cliff face to get towards where you can see Burrett flop to the ground unconscious. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Is that my full movement?
You can move a bit further.
I'm gonna make my.
You can get about there.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so next up is. Sorry, I've clicked off it by accident. There we go. Next up is Nanto.
Alright, so Baruch just went down. That's not a good sign. So we can't have that at all. So
Nope.
Nanto is going to. I need to be within 60 feet, so this is fine. As long as I'm within 60, I'm going to simply yell out that just.
Oh, yeah.
Baruch, hey! There's no time to nap. Come on, wakey, wakey. And cast Healing Word on him.
Okay, you can do that from where you were, in fact, so you don't even need to move closer. How's
Perfect,
your-
then I will say.
So go for it. Yeah, so you say that.
5 points.
Okay. What does your healing word look like?
I like to more just imagine, like, just a split second, like a little magical wisp, like, comes out from where his mouth would be, and then it just goes, zoop, and then it appears just on Baruch, and just a light little teal glow appears.
Okay, so yeah, this wisp comes out of your mouth of teal-coloured energy and just vaporizes, and it appears over Burrick. It's just a cloud of teal-coloured energy settles over Burrick's, mostly centering around his neck, and you can just see his head sort of pop back out of his spine with a sickening crunch, like almost like a pop of like you cracking your spine, and then he blinks awake, and he's face down in the dirt, and he just starts lifting his head, and you see him start to move. That's your bonus action.
He is then going to point at the tree and just, and as for you, yes, I quite agree, you overgrown stick, would you stop smacking around? And I'm going to viciously mock it.
Okay, it's a wisdom save, right?
Yes.
That'll be a nat 1.
His next attack has disadvantage, and he takes 3 psychic damage.
Okay, so you can see the tree's eyes, these emerald green glowing hate-filled eyes, just wince slightly in a bit of self-consciousness. It's the bully spell, basically. Okay, any
And
movement?
now he's smart enough to understand that.
Yeah, again, I always love this fact. It just has to hear me. It doesn't have to understand me to know that I am insulting it. Even if it doesn't speak a language, it knows I'm insulting it. It feels bad. So no, I don't think I will be moving anywhere. I think I'm fine where I am, because I can still Healing Word and everything.
Okay.
So it has been mocked.
Okay, it's been
Viciously
mocked, so
so.
it means it's got disadvantage on the next attack. From what you've seen, it's only got one attack as well, so this is a very tactically good maneuver.
Yes.
Next up is Will.
What weapons has Baruch got on his back?
All of them. All the weapons.
What
Yes.
doesn't he have?
But
Pick your favorite.
most important one that he's got on his back would be a +1 longsword. But he'll probably be quite upset if you try to take that one. But you don't know that.
It's fine. No.
I think I'm currently not in a position to contest it.
Yeah, you're
Are
face
you?
down on the ground, in fact. So yeah, it'd be very easy.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna try and finish this. This has gone on long enough. I step over here. I step over Baruch. Sit down, buddy. I got your back. And as I say that, I draw on that. Ooh, it's nice. +2 longsword.
So unfortunately,
That's fun,
I'm
but it's still
sorry,
good.
+1.
A fancy looking
+1
longsword.
longsword.
In fact, Will, you'd recognise it.
Oh.
This, because you live above the parents of the blacksmith, and you talked about it. This is actually a sword that the father of the blacksmith crafted. It's the finest piece he ever made. So there's actually a story behind this, because Baruch had this whole story back in the day. But yeah, it was like his masterwork project that he was very proud of, and he never quite sold because he priced it appropriately. But yeah, you recognise it as you pull it out. This is the grandfather's sword, the guy who you live above.
Okay, well, hopefully I don't do it an injustice. I'm going to hold it with both hands,
Okay.
and I'm going to ask this tree a question.
Hey.
I'm just rolling Warhammer because it's the same bonus and we had one.
Yeah, it'll be the same deal, but with a +1.
19 to hit.
Definitely hits.
I
Nat
was
20.
hoping that would happen. I would like to smite.
Here we go. Okay,
Yes.
lovely. All right,
Okay.
so
Yeah,
let's have a damage
fine.
roll for the first one.
It rolled 2 because it knows that I have a crit, and then one more,
Oh, okay, right. We'll just see. what
and then
it costs
another 3 points because it's a +1 weapon. And I'm gonna roll a bunch of d8s, please.
you. Another 3 points.
all the d8s.
4 points for that one.
So that's
Oh
another
my God.
28 points of radiant damage.
41 damage on that one swing.
Thanks,
Will
Alan.
grabs the sword from off of Baruch. She recognizes it. She goes, "Better do your masterwork justice there, Pops." Flexes her muscles and really swipes at this tree, and there is just this plume of ivy leaves that come out of the trunk impossibly and spread all over the place and mix with the leaf daggers that Nanto had going, as the emblem that is on the inside of her cloak flares with emotion and is illuminated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the sword. The initial blow that you hack away a bit of the chunk. But this next blow, it's absolutely ruinous. So yeah, Ravenous you missed it. Is a nat 20 with divine smite, so it's like ridiculous amounts of damage.
Yeah, I heard lots of celebration screaming in the distance on my headphones, but I was like, I missed something.
Yeah, so it just is absolutely ludicrous amount of damage. It is in total from that one blow is 28. So yeah, no, not even that. It's 41. 41. So yeah, this sword just hacks into the trunk. You can see this golden light crack through its trunk. Golden light just cracks through the trunk, goes all the way up, and all the leaves at once start falling away and crisping and burning from the radiant energy, just surging through the length of it. Those eyes just wince shut, the mouth opens to splinter more. There's all these cracking leaves and splinting trunk sounds ringing through it. It is very badly hurt. This is barely holding on to life, but is just about still alive after it.
Even with the other hit too.
Even with the other hit, it's
That sucks.
just barely. But that does leave us back to the top of the round with Lyroon.
Leave us back with Lyroon.
Yeah.
You've got a tree that's on the brink of death that you can
I
finish
get
off,
it.
basically.
And Lyroon will definitely do that.
I lean down slightly and I make like a pedestal for him to frog leap over.
And Lyroon will do that, charging forward to hop over in order to just, lunge into it. Let's get the first attack.
Alley-oop.
16 to hit for 11.
And that does it.
Yeah.
That's how close Will got it. I'm so sorry, Will. You were so close. But yeah, just as its raging explosion is roaring up its length and the whole trunk's like cracking, all the leaves are pouring down, it's just about still hanging on to life, and you still see that branch-made fist coiling, getting ready to just slap down on its broken form once more. And then Lyroon, you come in for the finishing move. How do you want to do this?
Just like one fist, like completely and totally like in it, like arm entirely stuck, like definitely overextended, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so you come sprinting forward, jump, plant one foot on Will's band and jump off, and then just this arm just cracks straight into the center of that crack forming in the trunk from the golden radiant light, splinters straight through it. You're not even caring about the potential splinters in your skin, and yeah, it just sunders it basically in the two halves. That was enough for it to just snap, and the two halves just flop to either side. And finally, you're defeated. The Awakened Tree and the Awakened Atrocity.
And Mr. Goopy Goop.
And Mr. Goopy Goop, indeed. There's the shattered remains of the Awakening Crystal just behind you. There's these two flopping halves. You can see the radiant energy still crackling through the innards of its body, smoke rising from the burned trunk. Burke still face down in the dirt, presumably just starting to pick himself up.
The first thing I do is offer the man a gauntlet. As I see Lyroon just, I lean down, he can launch himself off of the plate on my back. I scream, hell yeah! And just, come on, buddy, offer Baruch a gauntlet to help lift him off the ground.
Yep, he would be slowly, getting up, still, kind of shaking his head, trying to figure out what exactly happened.
I hand you back the sword. Hilt first, obviously.
Oh, that's... his first reaction is still to swing at the tree, but he notices immediately that seems to be rather lifeless by now.
Easy, big guy.
He stands up, picks it up. I seem to have missed something.
Don't worry about it.
I didn't drink that much this morning, did I, Will?
Not nearly enough.
Yeah, well, I seem to have a headache to count for it. Maybe it was worth to drink instead. Anyways, is everyone alright?
Nanto will come running back to the rest of the group, seeing that the danger is gone. And just, I'm quite fine. Oh, you did take a bonk on the noggin, though.
Two that I remember. Was it only two?
Oh, I lost count. Anyways, is everyone chipper and ready to go? I believe we have some shards to pick up. He just motions to the broken crystal.
Actually, Lyron was actually gonna start picking up shards.
You guys do that. Will hands back the sword and leaves.
Leaves?
Walks away.
Oh.
That's it?
Not all of us are alright.
Oh? Oh, well, I do have a bit more here. Wait, I can help! Hold on!
No, she'll turn. She'll half turn. Take her helmet off to talk to you. The contact.
Well, I don't know what exactly you guys did to her after I left, but it doesn't seem to have gone for the better for her.
Oh, she quite exploded.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the first death was at least a bit more honorable.
Well, you all put yourselves in danger when you ran with me. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. Puts her helmet
Why?
back on. I'll be
Well,
fine.
that is very strange. I think I very much had to. You can't abandon someone in a party.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it. Anyone who goes to party alone, well, that's just a sad party. So I did have to help you. I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
There's just a long silence from the helmet.
Burke would walk up and, assuming you're not against it, just put a hand on your shoulder.
Ah.
Look, we all made mistakes. Let's just pick it up here and figure out what we can from these shards. Have you seen these before, by the way?
Have I seen them before?
Yeah.
You've never seen anything like the Awakening Crystal or these shards or anything like that. The rest of the party, though, you'll have all
We're
seen.
very familiar.
Yeah, various Awakening
Too
crystals.
familiar.
Okay, so Baruch puts his hand on her shoulder, shifts the helm a little bit, obviously troubled by something, pats his arm in confusion. No, can't say I ever have. A lot of some things are bothering her, but never mind.
Burke would just slowly, just step back and go, these things, not the first orb we've seen, but first one we've seen embedded in a person at least.
Mm.
They've been awakening vegetables, plants, wildlife even. Seem to be creating some sort of monstrosities, though not as gruesome as this one. Still, whoever that person was, the Green Marcher, or however that the woman called him, we need to stop him.
Mm.
The Green Marcher seems to have a specific vendetta against this place, going both for its people, its children, and the food supply. That seems to be a systematic attack.
What concerns me is that normally these crystals are used to animate that which has no life. Does that mean this body was desecrated and brought back to life by this crystal?
What do you mean, which has no life? It was animating vegetables. It was
No.
eating rats as far as we've seen.
I'm entirely agreeing with Baruch. While not as mobile, plants still have quite a bit of life.
Oh, indeed they do. I can attest to that.
So does a human before they expire.
DM, I did use Divine Sense on our meeting this lady, didn't I?
Can't quite remember at this point.
I think that I used it when I was doing the Zone of Truth just to be on the safe side, but I'm not 100% sure.
Was this the detection of evil thing?
So
Yeah.
That's the reason I'm asking, because if it's something that's desecrated, I would have known.
I don't think so, only because Sam mentioned outside of play that it's a shame nobody used that beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember talking
And
about
I must
the
not have, and I'm misremembering, so never mind.
the Paladin panic button, I believe.
Yeah, I love Divine Sense. I use it all the time.
Maybe you did, and Sam, you just didn't notice.
Yeah, can't remember.
I might be
Too late
wrong.
now.
I might be wrong. Don't worry about it.
Yep, Sibier.
Okay, but Will is just listening quiet, and you can't see her facial expression because
Because she's up behind a helmet.
she's wearing her helmet, and it's 100% intentional, frankly.
So as you're talking, and the roars and the battle and the explosions starting to quieten down, you can still see the birds start. You can hear the birds starting to come back in. A bit of critters starting to approach a bit closer. You still see that lone hawk circling overhead, and then eventually it starts flying off east, seemingly bored of watching the five of you.
Is it the same damn hawk we've been seeing this whole time? Can I take a look up at it?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Sure.
Would you be able to tell two hawks apart? I mean,
Depends
that's
on the
a
perception
genuine
check.
question as a very, very short-sighted person.
No.
As a player, no, I would have no idea. I'm not good with birds.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a
I
miracle
as a
to tell
person
that
might,
birds are
but that's only because my husband is super obsessed with birds and keeps telling me stuff about it, so I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
Birds aren't
15.
real.
It certainly seems to be the same subspecies of hawk, so it's a red-tailed hawk. So you can see there's a bit of red on its tail. Could be the same hawk, who knows?
Okay, I'll make note of it, but very distracted by other stuff at the moment. I'm just
Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff going on, but there's a hawk that's circling overhead now, it's sailing off east. But yeah, the birds starting to move back in, critters starting to come back in, but there certainly doesn't seem to be any guards coming running, as civilians come running, most people staying well clear of the explosions and danger. And you're about, I don't know, half a mile out of Daggerford at the minute.
Well, it's definitely worthwhile picking up these shards. So Ravenous is just going to scoop up the part of her dress that's floppy and just use it as a pouch. Start scooping shards into it.
And it's worth taking a moment to think about this, actually. So, Ravenous, you wear effectively studded leather armor. I don't know if that's incorporated into your dress or something on top.
It's magical.
It's magical. Your studded leather armor seems to have taken a bit of a beating in that battle, to the point where it seems to be not quite as effective. Burke, similarly, your heavy mail armor. You can see there's some bits where the acid has actually melted through it, and it seems to be actually permanently damaged.
Oh,
That is most unpleasant.
I dislike this.
Yes.
Yes.
So, strangers. You've got a Will who's not necessarily happy with everything that's transpired this day. You've got a bunch of crystal shards on the ground that Ravenous is currently scooping into her dress.
Lyran is as well.
Oh, and Lyran as well is scooping.
I'll
You've got
use my telekinetic mage hand to help out as well.
Okay, yeah, he's all contributing. Burke, what are you doing?
Okay, so then
I think I'm doing for the most part, although quite a bit slower than others, because, every movement does resonate with the pain.
okay, so then if y'all are gathering crystals, Will is just gonna take that chance to turn and continue walking. She's not picking any of them up.
So I am going to yell over. I was waiting for this.
I use whole person.
I'm ready.
I'm going to yell over, just like, well, if you take even one more step away, I will chase you. Now get your butt back here and help us out.
What exactly do you expect from me? As she turns back and faces Nanto. Chase me what? To do what? Well, go on, tell me. And this is like the first time she's raised her voice to Nanto.
I will chase after you, and I will shower you with any number of gifts and toys and games that you need to feel better. And that's a promise, and don't make me follow up on that.
Tell you what, I'd feel better if maybe I was half good at doing what I'm supposed to do, and that's protect people. I have done nothing but just suck and fail since I got tangled up with that blowhard. Still not back to top form.
The way I see it, you helped both Baruch and Nanto. You saved them from being crushed by the creature. You saved people.
You guys can handle yourselves. And that's a lot more for what Susanna can say, huh?
I'll have you know I'm quite clumsy. And can barely handle myself at times.
You guys saved me. I helped you. We're even. Fine. We're square. This... She points to all the little crystals. This is messed up.
And do you not want to bring Green Marcher to justice?
What I don't want is to be picking up little pieces of dead people.
I don't think this was her. If anything, from the way she was acting, she didn't have a lot of control. I don't think she was savable, as hard as you may have tried.
Yeah, that was probably true after a chunk of her neck got cut out, huh?
I thought I was helping. I saw the thing taking over, I thought maybe if I took it away that she'd become herself again. I was very, very wrong. But that's not on you, that's on me. That's not you not saving people, that's other people making mistakes and you trying to fix it.
Yeah. Nanto, I don't know what you expect from me.
I only expect your best. And as far as I'm concerned, carrying her off into the distance, off to safety, or what the hopes of was for, well, if I was going to die, I would want to do it in the arms of someone who cared about my life. And you gave that to her.
Not talk about you dying when I've been busy not protecting people? It makes me a little bit on edge.
Oh, certainly. Well, if,
Never mind. Look, you guys
Recalculating.
gather up.
Recalculating.
Reloading. You guys pick up-
The point is, you belong here with us.
We need somebody to bring us on the straight and narrow, and your conscious voice telling us the right thing to do.
You ain't kidding. she actually agrees with that part wholeheartedly.
Brooke just gives a very exasperated nod to that one.
Knowing me.
It has been a struggle to stop this party from going through different ways.
This isn't a conversation to have out in the forest.
This is precisely the place to have such a conversation. Do you trust the city walls more?
She's just like beyond exasperated and is having a hard time not screaming. And she would go ahead and say, you know, when I raise my voice inside of the helmet, it rings like a damn bell. And it's not great, let me tell you.
Then take off the helmet and start screaming. It's fine.
Alright. She takes off her helmet and she starts screaming. I would like to apologize to anyone listening if I redline the microphone.
Headphone users, be careful! Headphone users, watch out!
You plowing bunch of screwed up idiots! What were you thinking? I tell you, I don't know how you've survived this long. I'm real thankful that you guys helped Tala get me out of prison. I really do. I appreciate it. But it's just been one accidental trip into survival after the other. How have you stayed alive? Just Lyroon, you attacked the contact that you went through a lot of disguising yourself for to talk to. And then Baruch, you stabbed her. And then Ravenous, you stabbed her again. There isn't enough lay on hands in the plowing universe worth putting all this together. And like her face is going really red. I don't know how Lyroon has kept most of you alive as long as he did. Or how Nanto finds the will to inspire you guys. But by all the gods, you need all the help you can get. And I still don't think that it should come from me.
And where else are we gonna get it from?
We're just kind of nods stone-faced at each of those spawns. It's like, Ned?
She's not wrong.
Correct.
Yeah,
Go
okay.
on. But yeah, after there is at least a slight break in what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's like-
eventually she has to breathe.
yeah.
She has to breathe.
It goes. So, you're saying we need one more person then?
I'm saying you need somebody who's good at what they do.
Or just kind of gives a quick look to everyone else. Back at Will. Doesn't say anything, but
No.
it's pretty clear from the expression.
Then it's decided.
No, it's not. Points her gauntlet at Nanto. Done this before. You don't want me.
Sounds to me like you don't want us.
Believe me, you don't want me. There's lots of people that went through the gauntlet. They'd be a way better fit. I suggest a cleric. Maybe 2 with you guys. Look. I ain't kidding when I say I'm not at my best. This is... I should be able to do more.
So it only gets better from here?
That sounds like a promise.
How can I make you guys understand? She actually.
You won't. It won't
You won't.
happen.
None of us have intelligence high enough to comprehend.
Look, Will, I get what you're saying. It doesn't stop you from being wrong. You are fitting in here just fine. If you don't like us, that is another question.
I think me fitting in with you guys is kind of an insult at this point, but I'll take it.
We like you.
There's an eye roll from Lyroon at that.
Huh, well, tell me I'm wrong. Not you, Baruch. You said it already. Shut up, you, Lyroon.
Just shut up.
Oak steps a little bit closer. I've done this before. There's a reason I wear a red cloak, you know?
Because it's fashionable?
Most of my family, well, their emblems, it's on green, but if you wear red, it's harder to tell when you're bleeding. Doesn't make it as obvious when I'm screwing up. And I do that a lot. You guys aren't gonna out-stubborn me. Believe me. There's a reason that people call me defiant. And she says it with a little bit of pride. Last bunch I was with, I just kept getting them in trouble. That's why I'm in Daggerford. You guys need help. You bring me along, you're just inviting trouble. I like you all fine. I mean, like if you stabbed people less, or at least people that don't deserve it.
Oh, she
What?
deserved it plenty, but...
Yeah, see? That's what I'm talking about.
She had been stealing children.
Yeah, and you steal jewelry.
She had been casting magic moments after being threatened a second time about not doing so.
And Baruch is quite offended by magic.
Alright,
No.
so are
I'm
you
quite
guys meant to
offended.
be the ones who are judging everyone? She was stealing stuff, sure. Ravenous, you like stealing jewelry. Does that mean that Baruch should stab you next?
I only steal from people who deserve it. I don't steal
so-
from people who are innocent.
Right, so you get to decide who's innocent, who deserves it, and who should be stabbed.
Oh, Flashheart deserves a lot of things, don't you think? Most of the things I've stolen have been from him.
Yeah, he does, but that's different.
It doesn't work both ways.
Sex pests,
Well-
yeah, they deserve it.
Oh,
What's
Miss
up, Lyra?
Paladin.
Will,
Oh, or Baruch.
you seem to have some obvious problems with authority. Who do you think should decide who's innocent if it's not us and it's not judges and whatnot?
Yep, Miss Paladin, for how much you preach free will, once we try to make our decisions for ourselves, you seem to be all too unhappy about it.
Man, I hate being a stick in the mud paladin sometimes. You can't judge somebody by their past. You can only judge people by the present. By what I'm planning on doing right now. Somebody's done evil crap in the past. Yeah, well, who hasn't?
Me.
You're two.
I'm only 2.
Yeah, you're 2 years old. Give it time.
You're too young. You're too young to have committed crimes.
She'll pat Nanto on the hat. Is the hat hard? Anyway.
No.
It's a normal hat, just
The hat
That's
opens
your
up.
hard head.
It's fine. She pats Nanto on the hat. She will go on and say, you got somebody cornered, and they plan on doing more evil stuff. Yeah, if it's gonna be me or him, I'm gonna fight. But you gotta give somebody the chance to do good first. Anyway, you guys don't want to be hearing me preach.
I think we need a rest. We're all very
Downright
tired. We're all very worn out. I don't know about you, but I'm at 1 HP. I think we need time to reflect.
I'm gonna go drink.
Ah, well, I happen to have many alcohol on me.
And I will
That's
certainly join you.
Let me see. What do I
I'll
have?
be happy to have you. She tells Nanto.
So Ravenous,
All of
as you pull out, because the way it works with the bag of holding, you think, put your hand in, and the item appears in your hands. You pull out what is a very fine bottle of wine. Would be worth about 10 gold pieces.
Yeah, I pull out one of my bottles of wine, and I just no words, just hand it over.
See? Told you I like you guys.
May I,
Hey,
if we are gonna go drink, I suggest that octopus bar. Maybe see if something was left there.
You guys enjoy. I'm gonna go drink myself into a stupor. There's gotta be some dirty tavern that's still running despite the fair.
oh, if it's dirty, I can clean it up.
I'll bet you could.
Well, if nothing else, we could always split. Unless you don't want us to be around you right now.
It's a free Daggerford, and like I said, I like you guys.
Well,
What?
I see no reason why we can't have the party split and we go separate ways to just unwind for a while. I don't think it's right to leave a party goer behind. Hey, Nanto?
No, of course not. That would be rude.
You get a smile from Will. You get a smile out of Will for that.
Yay! Ravenous doesn't say anything, but she kind of gives a little side smirk, like, yeah. Oh, what do you think? Who's gonna go to the octopus bar?
I might join you, though I'm not really in the drinking mood. Not yet, at least.
Okay, so it looks like Lyroon and Burek are going to go to the Octopus Bar. The rest of you are going to head into Daggerford to go for finding some dive for Will to drown her sorrows in, if I've understood correctly.
I'm looking for a bar fight.
You're looking
Oh,
for a
God.
bar fight. Good.
You have nothing left!
When are you not looking for a bar fight?
It's a good question.
When I'm currently fighting.
Yeah, I'm already. And
If I'm
sometimes
fighting,
even
I don't
then.
need it.
It feels like even then you would be looking to turn one fight into a brawl.
Okay, so yeah, is that it? Is that the party splitting? Is there anything else?
I think so. Lyron's the only one who knows the code to get the drop-off stuff, so he has to go.
Yeah. Okay. So, Lyron Burke, yeah, you start traipsing your way back towards the Monster Festival, following the route you had madly dashed down only moments before. Ravenous, Nanto, and Will, you're going to make your way the rest of the way back to Daggerford. The way it works is sort of like you're following a road where it connects as like a T-junction, and then you'll make your way back towards the Farmer's Gate.
Yes.
It'll be a little bit yet.
Will
Okay.
does stand for a while and watch as Lyroon goes with Baruch. Kind of worried about them.
Okay.
But
Oh,
not worried enough to follow.
So, I do want to
Stubborn.
add, as far as the crystal shards go,
Yeah.
Oh, they're in my dress.
So you've all been gathering and picking up bits. Yeah, you've got a bag of holding between the five of you, which Ravenous possesses. She's been gathering all the shards into her dress. I presume to pour into there at some point.
I would assume I don't want them going directly in. I want to put them into to then put them in.
Oh yeah,
so they're
you take a
together.
pouch to put them in. Yeah, I think.
yeah, better not to have them freely flowing in the astral plane or anything.
Yeah.
Lyroon would also want to have at least some of them to make sure that, they're not whole, possibly.
Okay, that makes sense. Splitting them up.
Yeah.
So you're splitting up. You take, I mean, like 5 shards with Lyroon. The rest go
And
to...
if one of the party gets captured, whoever captures us won't have the full crystal then.
This is also true.
Yeah.
Big brain.
Yeah. I got big brain and big hat.
Big brain.
Okay. So yeah, you're Lyrene takes 5 of the shards. The rest of the shards are all Ravenous' dress, and you sort of use it as like a filter and pour them into a leather pouch, which you then put into your bag of holding, tucked away. And then Ravenous, Nato, and Will, you can make your way back towards town to find. Sorry,
I look to the others and I'm like, you guys sure you don't want to go with them?
I'll go to Lou while you chat.
100%.
Looks at Ravenous.
I think they can handle their own.
You both are crazy, you know that?
Oh?
I have little left to give if something goes wrong.
In fact, I think that all 4 of you are crazy.
Nobody
Oh.
said we were sane.
Well, you gotta be nuts if you're asking me to stick with you.
Oh, well, that's the stipulation. Then yes, I'm quite nuts.
You can call me a squirrel, because I like being nuts.
Plus, you're all such a great source of such varied emotions, inspirations, and stories. How could I ever abandon you?
Stories. Yeah, I could tell you a few stories.
I would love them.
Myron loves stories.
Are they daring, romantic, terrifying, happy?
One of each.
Perfect.
Yep, definitely crazy. Turns to head towards Daggerford. Turns back. You're sure? like she's surprised that you don't want to go with Lyru and Bro.
Oh, if you keep stopping to ask if we're sure, we're never gonna make it. Come on.
She will uncork the wine bottle, offer some. She'll look at Nanto curiously and offer him wine first.
He just kind of blinks back and oh no, I don't do that.
Then Ravenous.
Ravenous will gladly take a swig. Making sure to remove her necklace that stops her getting drunk.
What are you swigging? Is this the fancy wine?
Yeah.
Oh, they're swigging the fancy.
Alright, give me a constitution save.
Oh, god damn, yeah.
1 swig!
Yeah.
Get
No,
right.
you have the way it works is basically your modifier worth of freebies. Where you, even if you fail, you're still not drunk yet. But once you've used up all your
wait.
con mod,
Oh yeah, remove the necklace. We're good.
Yeah, I
it.
removed it.
She wants to get drunk.
13.
Okay, that's passed, so you're fine. You can take that into account. So yeah, all good. It is. Who else is drinking the wine?
Will take some massive gulp before
Okay.
wiping her lips with the back of her gauntlet, smearing her face with mud and blood and some slime before putting her helmet back on and giving back the bottle.
Okay, so Will, based on your background, you would know this is a very, very high quality wine.
Ooh.
Suitable for any noble. Ravenous. I mean, you just drink what's put in front of you, so it's
So then
wine.
in that case, tasty. So then in that case, she doesn't take a massive gulp. She takes a small taste, kind of stops herself. This is real expensive stuff. And she gives it back to Ravenous.
Ravenous just goes, oh, don't worry, I've got 6 more.
Uh-huh. Oh. You could so bad.
Yeah, but I know you like a tipple. I'm saving them for you.
Aww.
Why are you doing that?
Because I know you like a tipple. And you're my friend.
Accept our friendship!
Ravenous is just sitting there like a little puppy.
No.
Let us love you!
Get away from
Her
me!
tail's just wagging away like, yay!
Okay,
Friendship!
here's what we're doing. I'm gonna buy this bottle. And I'm gonna buy it with letting you know exactly what you're getting. If you decide to haul me around with you. Deal? You'll get to hear all those stories.
Sounds good to me.
Does like a cheers gesture, and then she takes a great big gulp.
Yeah.
Down it to
Yes.
That's what we
Give
were
it a
looking for.
Constitution save as well. So while they're like lugging the expensive wine on the way back, Nanto obviously is useless giving you any of it because I don't think you have even an orifice for it.
We just tip it in the space between the hat and and his clothing, just like ding, 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 ding.
So let's see how you do.
Dribble down.
17, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, you're absolutely fine. So, meanwhile, Burke and Lyroon, you make your way back towards the Monster Festival. So, yeah, you see it once again. In fact, you know what? I'll get up the art for it because we might as well do this right. There you go. So. Yeah, you see the dragon's head with the flaming nostrils as you're walking back in. It's still very much active. There's a bit of tension in the atmosphere because they just watched someone be carried out glowing bright green, and that was pretty concerning for most of the patrons. But you know, for the most part, it's still like a celebratory atmosphere. It's a festival. You still see all the same stands. They're still in operation. They're still there's a small critters being sold at one stand. There's the guest and mimic stands back in operation. Mary's back sat at his stall. You can even see there's some kind of illusory performance of some wizard who's trying to say, can you guess which one's me and which one's my illusory copy? The Octobar is to the northeast over here. It's the literal octopus shaped creature over the top of it, and you see it's actually the wrestlers have settled back down at a table in front, sharing a few ales and talking about the strangeness of what happened earlier. But yeah, there's a bit of tension because they just saw a pretty vicious fight break out, and seemingly it was in charge of law, but they haven't had much hard evidence for that to be the case. They're just sort of taking it on faith. So you're going to make your what do you do?
Lyroon would like to not saunter. Saunter is very much the wrong word. And I can't think of the right word. What is going to?
He would
Yeah,
be
but
mincing in. No, I'm joking.
There's a fancier word that is just on the tip of my tongue, but whatever. Makes his way over to the Octobar with purpose.
Meander.
Eyeing... No, the opposite of meander.
Oh, stride.
He gets to the bar.
Right.
You go to the
Come
bar.
on.
Anyway, so you make your way towards the
I've been to
bar.
the bar.
You've got a certain set of words on your lips. Do you remember the words? I think Nanto even
No.
wrote them somewhere.
You sure I did?
It was.
I posted them.
Ah!
Let's see.
Ordered drink of Kraken with a squirt of ink. Take 2 sips and send it back.
Yep.
Nice.
Kraken, I have 3 shots of ink, 2 sips, send it back. Yep.
So, you approach the barman. I assume you give that order, but let's hear you say it.
No, actually, Lyroon's not. Lyroon's gonna sit down.
Oh.
And look at him and say, so I imagine you saw all that kerfuffle over there.
Okay, so you're sitting down. You're talking to the barman. Is this?
Question: is Lyron still disguised as Patchy or not?
No.
Okay, that's gone. Oh wait, does Will? No, who has it? I
No,
thought Will
it's
had the hat
Lyroon
now.
has that.
Did Lyron give it to Will to attune
That's
to?
yeah. I think that's what the plan was supposed to be before
Yeah,
the fight.
I think so.
Maybe? It's
Yeah.
up to Lyron.
Yeah, let's assume Will has the hat.
Okay.
Yeah, so Will's got that. Yeah, you sat down. You're as you. This is the barman. He seems to be essentially an awakened octopus. He's pretty
I love
jolly. He's got these various tentacled limbs. They're
I'm so
very
happy.
useful for grappling various bottles because the suckers can adhere. And he's got 8 limbs, so he's pretty much a perfect barman because he can service 3 customers simultaneously. and there's a pretty steady like limbs just moving, grabbing, pouring ales, making drinks, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I saw the trouble. It was well, it's no good seeing fights breaking out at the Monster Festival. We never like to see that."
There is a slight chuckle from Burke as he follows. You know, he does look like he's been in a lot of battle here. You know, between fighting the restless, almost killing the woman once, killing her second time, and not even mentioning everything that happened afterwards. He looks beaten up, and there is plenty of gristle and whatever on his armor. So he walks in.
Sorry, looking at you, he was actually one of those tentacle limbs would reach out to a napkin and pluck it up and like, reach out towards you. You look like you've been in a bit of trouble lately. How about you clean yourself up?
What a nice octopus.
You know, Mod, you might as well bring the whole pack. One's not gonna do it. Anyways, could you get us something to drink as well? Laroon, you had some special orders. I think just bring us the strongest. So as a point of reference, that were all the orders to give to what's needed to get to that cache were mentioned telepathically. Brooke has not the slightest clue why we went here to begin with.
You've had no communication to that fact. So
Yeah, in his mind, we're just finding a place pretty far away from Will.
Yeah, he thinks you're just here for a little bitch fest about the rest. Rapper, you made an order, and the Osmond sort of tilts his head a little bit, and you can see like this like bulbous behind his head slides slightly to the side, and he's like, "I think I've got you." And then this tentacle reaches behind him and reaches for this bottle. It's this dark, thick glass bottle with it's just got like it's not a literal skull and crossbones, but it's got several leaf depictions upon it. Each of them actually give me a nature check, Burke and Nyroon.
Ah, yes, I am very good at nature checks, being the smartest person around.
So smart.
So smart.
Burke with a nat 3 and Lyroon with also a nat 3 but -1. Yeah, both of you.
Nice.
It's leaves on the bottle. Anyway, so he reaches for the bottle and then brings it forward. I gotcha. And then just like takes it upside down and just pours out 2 shots. And when it pours out, it's liquid in the loosest sense of the word. When it pours out, it's more like treacle. It just slowly like pours into your glass and it like starts filling up. This is going to be a thick liquid. And there's this the fragrance. Give me a perception check from both of you actually.
They call it the snot shot.
Snot shot. I like that. That feels like a goblin drink though. The snot shot.
Yeah.
A little bit,
14 and
yeah.
19. So yeah, both of you. There's a scent that washes over you as he pours this out. It's it smells like herbal and fragrance. Yeah, the real decoy does not like the snot shot. It's what I say. So yeah, you take this fragrance in. It doesn't smell sweet. It smells slightly sour. Doesn't necessarily smell unpleasant. Just you don't know what to make of this, but it's got quite a bit of herbal fragrance to it. There's a bunch of leaves involved. But yeah, he's poured you out these 2 shot measures. And he's looking at you expectantly.
Drink.
Just kind of grabs his and asks how much.
Well, you've been... And he just nods in the direction of where, all the fighting had been happening. There's 1 or 2 scorch marks from an errant eldritch blast here and there. You've been in the wars. I think you... Wait, you can order more than 1? I'll allow you the first for free.
Well, let's taste it, then say whether we'll order more. My offer still stands, though. And with that, Buruk put down his.
Lyroon pauses for a moment, leaves it on the table.
Leaves.
Yeah, So, how's it taste, Baroque?
Con save.
It's absolutely disgusting. Like it's not so much the taste. The taste is fine if not for that burning of alcohol. The texture is just awful. Imagine if you took a lollipop and it was somewhere between a lollipop and liquid, and
Gross.
as it goes down, it just seems to solidify more and more. So though he coughs a few times, not so much from the strand, but
It's just lining your throat. If you had a sore throat, this would actually feel amazing, but in your current state, it's just unpleasant. But the flavour...
Because you are healthy. I'm sorry, it doesn't taste good.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're healthy, it tastes awful. But in flavour-wise and sensation-wise, it's there's a lot of... It's actually a decent amount of mint you get from the taste, and you can feel your nasal passages open a little bit, but your throat feels like it's just slicked with this. But yeah, you do feel yourself. There's a little bit of energy to you, a little bit of pick me up. You gain 1 hit point.
Oh my god!
I've doubled your hit points. That's
me.
That's ravenous. There you go. You're up to 6 hit points. But there you go. Con save 20 for you. Are absolutely fine, drunkenness wise as well. So Lyroon, what do you do? You were waiting. Yeah.
Right. And Lyroon says doesn't feel like doing the whole song and dance, and says, so that lady over there that we happened to get into a fight with, she was part of a vile organization.
So at the moment of your mention, there's a lady you're going to fight with. Actually, one of the tentacle limbs just twitches slightly, and one of the glasses that he'd been filling just knocks over to the side. You were in a fight with that lady.
Oh no.
And it looks at you. Because you do not look like the person who's in the fight with that lady.
They would recognize Baruch though.
Yeah,
right?
you recognize Baruch, but that's not who's talking to him.
Fair point.
I was indeed. You may not have noticed me.
And he just takes he leans slightly backwards and looks up and down like, I mean, you're not exactly unnoticeable. And he just looks towards your rather splendid hat.
That's splendid.
It's a nice big floppy hat.
It's not many people with nice big floppy hats. Most people with big floppy hats is made out of straw.
Lyroon mostly ignores it. We were led to believe, she told us, that there was a dead drop here from you. We'd like more information.
From Buruk.
We'd like more information about it. She had code words about ordering a kraken with ink in it and returning it back.
I love that Lyroon is saying we, and Baruch is sitting there going, did we?
Yeah.
Utterly news to him. Give me a persuasion check.
I don't remember this part of the conversation.
If Buruk knew about it, you might have had an advantage, but as he's utterly in the dark, he's just giving you confused looks as you announce these strange series of words.
17.
17. That's good, actually. So he just gives you this eye, tilts his head slightly, and then all of the various tentacle limbs that have been serving drinks throughout your conversation, they're just all gradually slow to a halt, and he just tilts his head slightly at you and is like, oh, you'll hear about that?
So you are quite aware of it. Good.
And then he starts blasting.
Just 8 Eldritch Blast. No.
8 Eldritch Blast, one from each.
One for each limb. And he's like, well. Now, don't get me wrong, friends, but I have an order. I have an instruction. It was from her, and I just watched you beat the shit out of her. So, I'm struggling to put A and B together. You understand? And he resumes serving drinks.
Then let us help you a little.
Oh no, guys.
I don't want to cause any trouble. I'm sure you don't want any trouble in this place. I'll be honest, I'm perfectly content with just getting drunk here and waking up tomorrow morning being robbed blind. But when I'm drunk, I do stupid things. Stupid things that result in people losing their taverns and such.
Full HP.
Lyroon will move his drink over to Baruch.
I will down that one as well.
Here you go, friend. I like where this is going.
So he just downs that one. Let me just say, roll a con save.
Let's see how that goes. 13, you're fine.
Damn it.
So she still looks more than fine, and she just goes, for now, I think it's fair for us to be at square one. I will pay up for these drinks once we're leaving. I'll try not to leave a mess as we're leaving. And you'll deal with Lyroon's request as he desires. Are we clear?
Does Lyroon add anything?
No, my ad thing was to give Baruch more alcohol.
I think you'd be an intimidation check, bro.
I do think that's not a persuasion. 8.
Oh,
He knows how hurt you are.
Would advantage help because of my alcoholness?
I mean, you're just feeding him alcohol, but you're not actually like saying, I'm going to help beat the shit out of you. You're just, I'm going to feed this guy alcohol.
it's clear he's complicit. That's all.
And if you see him like saying this, you can capitalize on it. Certainly.
Like a good strong wind will tip Baruch over at this point.
Seeing, the pause in everyone, next to everyone, Brooke, takes his coin pouch, tosses out one gold piece on the table, and just goes, 2 more, please.
And one limb's almost of its own accord is already starting to get ready to start pouring those. And he's looking and he's like, hello, friend. I don't want trouble, but I was given instruction by a handsome paying customer, and you
She
beat it.
is no longer with us.
Realize how bad of a light that paints us.
And then his eyebrows like raise up, and he's like,
What eyebrows?
well,
He's an
yeah,
arse,
sorry.
but-
Where his eyebrows would be, this sort of eye
His
ridges.
eye arches.
His eye ridges.
Octobrows.
His octobrows raise up, and he just takes an unconscious half step backwards, and again all the various limbs that were serving drinks just pause as he stares at you and he's like, you killed her?
I think you did the final blow, actually. Lyra.
No! Haha!
is
We were
it-
kidding! That was a joke!
It's like his limbs are literally paused and he's just like waiting for the answer.
The vile organization that she was with killed her. The one that you are now defending.
Make a persuasion check.
I like that. That was good. Nanto, it's okay. Stop grimacing.
Okay.
Oh god! Oh god!
That's a nice 3.
Oh,
And like, the limbs
To
that
be
are
fair,
frozen.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
To be
yeah.
fair.
And limbs that are frozen in place, they resume.
I'm sorry. Did I say you guys needed a cleric? cleric. You guys need a face.
I'm the face.
Yeah, Nanto's the face, and Ravenous is
I'm the face. I'm the face.
You didn't bring any of the faces with
The
you.
two faces of the party are
The
gone.
third is
All
Will.
3 faces.
Yeah, the free charisma cast. Anyway,
Oh,
so the limbs all pause in their drink serving. He's just looking at you, and then they just resume serving their drinks. It's like, now, it didn't strike me that whoever she was working for is going to be pleased with me giving away what she dropped off. I think you better move on. I've got customers to serve.
We could just give, a slow look at Tyrone. As if, do we really have to do this?
well.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
He's served like 7 more drinks during his time.
There's 3 other people. You can I'm not there.
Like,
Wait,
you're not-
hang on. We have sending stone.
You do, but they have to contact you. You can't just
Yeah, I know.
spontaneously.
Just okay.
Yeah,
Oh no,
yeah,
everything's
I
wrong.
have sending stones. Just to come back.
Sending stone.
Trouble, come back.
So he seems to have decided probably whoever his contact was, or your contact was, wouldn't want you guys there, and he's not going to do it. What do you do? Or we can circle back to you and go back to the other group.
I mean, I personally don't really have all that much to add at this point. She's
No,
not,
you've been
I
very
am,
confused.
Yeah, it's been a bit confusing. I think that Leon had some intention. I just went with it. But it's really up to him to decide if he wants to press this matter.
What do you reckon, Lyrene?
Yeah, circle around us.
Okay, well, we'll circle back to you. So, there's this awkward moment where Irene's just staring at this octopus in the face, and his various limbs will pause, but then they just carried on filling drinks, pouring drinks, and being the ultimate barman, he's got 8 limbs for the task. This is pretty good. I should say every barman should be an Octavio, and it seems to be his bar. He's working away, but he doesn't seem particularly interested in giving up the dead drop based on the information he's received so far and the passwords. Meanwhile, Will, Nanto, and Ravenous, you've been trooping your way back toward Daggerford. Obviously, Ravenous just hopped off for a second. Part of what it is to make me drink. Will and Nanto, in the meantime, you're trooping your way back. So you're walking along the road. You're heading towards Farmer's Gate, which is on the, I believe it's the western side of Daggerford. There's a reasonable amount of traffic, because it's still about 3 p.m. in the day. Still a reasonable amount of people making their way in and out of town, like tourists, carny folk and such. What are you guys doing and talking about?
So Will told the two that he will trade them stories for the bottle of wine.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially what she's doing is trying to convince you that getting her to come along is a bad idea.
And that is the worst idea. We will never fall for her lies.
Joke's on you. You think Will's gonna lie. But okay, so we're making our way over to Daggerford. I don't want to be sober for this. What? I don't know. I imagine Will has a fairly good grasp on the bars of Daggerford. Is that a safe kind of assumption to make here?
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 main taverns of Daggerford. There's
No. Not the nice ones.
Okay. So there's the
What
main
about,
ones, which are like Happy
Uncle-
Cow and. Sorry, go ahead, Nante.
I guess say like Uncle Willie just happened to open up like a speakeasy in the back of his shed.
So yeah, the proper taverns there's a Lady Luck, the River Shining, and a Happy Cow. The Happy Cow being the one that you went to the other day, and it was that's like the common folks tavern.
Yeah.
When it comes to Harvest Close Festival, though, there's a few like pop-up bars. Thanks, darling. There's a few like pop-up bars that open, which are more like. Almost like there's an awning over the street, and there's a few like ramshackle seats outside, and you can get served drinks while outside. Or there's even ones that are more ramshackle than that. So, what level of ramshackleness are you looking to go for, Will? Because you've been there for years,
A
you
place
know.
where a pirate wants to shank you.
Okay, so yeah, almost the most dangerous bar in town.
Before I do that, I'm gonna like she's heading towards that way and she kind of stops. She looks at the other two. You guys doing okay?
Oh, I'm doing just wonderful. Thank you for asking, though.
Ravenous, you're
Ravenous is kind of a little bit like
Repeat it.
blurry-eyed. a little bit
Yeah.
swayy. I'm just like, I might need to sit down.
Yeah,
Alright,
there's a
here's what
very
we're gonna
distinct
do.
limp to her step.
I'm gonna take you guys to a dive. We'll sit down and relax for a while, and then I'll pick a fight. And it's not a question, she's just kind of letting me know.
Ooh, pick a fight. I've never heard of that game before. How do you play?
Well, we're gonna learn. Yeah, and she realizes that Nanto's being serious. So I get super smashed. Then I look for trouble. Usually the way it goes is I beat some guy up, or they get a few good hits in. And then we have drinks together. A lot of fun. It's a good game.
What a strange game. Is the drinking required?
In your case, I'm gonna say no. So you can take part while being completely sober. And that actually, from the sounds of the voice coming through the helmet, actually perks her up a teensy bit. Yay! Fighting alongside Nanto! And she's just gonna reach out and very tiredly throw an arm around his neck and like pull him into a very sore, sort of, ouch side hug. Like,
Oh,
If he had a neck, it would potentially be broken, is what you're saying.
well, she's a very buff lady, and also we've had 3 combats today. So
oh yeah.
my bruises got bruises, is what I'm saying, and I'm really glad that my cloak is red because, in fact, it does hide a lot of the blood. And then we go to the crappy bar, unless somebody talks sense into Will, which, haha, good luck.
Oh no, this is great. This is a new adventure as far as he's concerned.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't, no. Okay, no. I was going to say I could deceive her into doing something. I don't want to deceive her, so...
No, it's not in your nature. So yeah, you make your way back. You see the fork in the road, and you make your way back towards Daggerford. And there's still the various like festival carts outside the main entrance. You're just walking straight past those through there. Sorry, what?
I'm talking to my dog. Carry on.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you make your way through the gatehouse, no problem. Yeah, Will would know at least one place that's a fairly. It's not so much a tavern. I'll describe it more as a drinking hole.
That's what I want. Hole in the
It's
wall.
a
Yeah.
hole in the wall. where
Yeah,
people drink.
it's like not. It's about probably just about 9 feet wide. It's more like a corridor. It's like an alleyway that's been turned into a tavern.
I love it. This is music to my ears.
Full of like rough characters, and Will would know if you want to fight, this is where you go. And pretty much like there is no furniture because it all gets decimated every time.
Okay, so if that's what this
But I
place is
will.
like,
Yeah.
so if that's what this place is like, Will is a damn regular, and they will recognize her armor.
Exactly. She's the reason they've had to keep replacing their furniture.
To the point where they're very strongly considering like asking her to take off the armor upon entrance. And there's like a hanging like wooden candelabra, but it's like you can see it's like broken and being repaired multiple times. There is like maybe one table, but it's just you can see it's just ready to be snapped at the barest touch. Actually, as you walk in at the entrance, there's already like some guy who's just smashed a glass over this half-orc's head, and he's like slowing backwards.
Those guys are playing pick a fight.
Yeah, exactly. They're playing pick a fight. So I think there you go. So yeah,
how did you know this was coming? Like you had that ready. Come on.
I nod to the guy who did it, and I'm like, "Hey, Red, I don't expect him to answer because he's halfway through a fight, but I know that guy."
Yeah, the half orc. He's actually got like another guy's like neck in his hands as he's been smashed in the face with this broken this bottle.
I say, "Hey, Red," in Orcish.
Okay, yeah, he's like stumbling backwards. Yeah, he's got no attention for you. He's trying to hold on to this other guy with his hand while raising his other hand to try and smash the guy who just smashed him in the face. It's just like a perpetual brawl happening in this tavern. What do you do?
I walk up to the bar that has no stools beside it and say, "Ale."
Okay, Ravenous Nanto. Nanto, I feel like you've never been in an environment anything quite like this.
No, not this bad.
This bad. This is the best party he's ever been to.
He's more so just going to kind of like approach him to Will and just ask, "Is there usually this much punching in your games?"
And she has to think about it for a while. Depends who I'm with.
Oh.
I feel like everyone here could use a good dose of puzzling and riddles.
Oh god!
It's the worst person to bring to it. Ravenous, so you walk in, you're seeing the perpetual fist fight, you see Nanto come over to Will's side, and she seems to be invigorated by this. Nanto's just like asking, like, is this normal? Ravenous, what are you doing?
I'm trying to see how much gold I have, because I don't think I have any.
You probably have.
So, well, I'm gonna go.
Alright, honey, I got you. I'll spot you.
Oh, girl. Okay.
Yeah.
I could do with a whiskey. She's kind of going side to side here. She's a little bit like worse for wear. She needs to find a spot on the floor to just slump.
Hey, ale and a whiskey. Come on, we're dry. She says as she puts down the half bottle of wine that we've been working on.
Pouring it into the cavernous space between Nanto's hat and his clothing to give him that little tipple.
Okay. So
Come on, what I gotta do here? Smash the bar, ale, and whiskey. Make it a double.
So the barman, it mostly just been like most of his attention had been on the fist fight that had been breaking out amongst many.
Also, 2 gold on Red.
Okay, and so he just gives like this nod at the bet, like he seems to be well used to this, and starts glugging out the various drinks that have been requested. So back again. Didn't think I'd see you quite so soon, Will.
Yeah, well, I met these knuckleheads and they've been driving me crazy, so...
Hello!
Ravenous' ears are too bloody to hear.
He just like tilts his head.
I point at Nanto. He's going to try and start a Scrabble night.
What is Scrabble?
Oh, it's a wonderful word game! Okay, so what you do is first you need... And he's just going to explain the rules of Scrabble.
Yeah, about
2 gold for the bet.
About 2 words in, I think, he starts trying to interrupt you, but you just plow on, and it's not until...
and then there's the double point square, and the double point square applies to both words and letters, and sometimes it works with the letters, and the double word score, well, that's where you really want... Just going.
You just keep plowing on and on and on. Until eventually you just, like, very loudly, like, pours out the glass, and you just clunk onto the bar. Well, seems like you've got a fun night planned.
Oh yeah.
Enjoy. And he just gives this meaningful glance to Will, like, why have you brought this person to my bar?
Hey, just wait. You can do magic.
Do the glitter.
The dance the glance just turns dirty at the
Oh
suggestion.
no! Hold on. I got this. Hey, Nanto.
Huh?
I could never really get this blood stain out of the bar. Ever since Bucktooth and I had a good fight. Can you do the thing?
Oh, why, certainly I can. And away we go. Boom! And he's just gonna point at it and press the digitation.
Nice.
I just wave my gauntlet like that makes it all better.
And you just look. Nanto, make me a persuasion check.
Ooh.
With help?
Yeah, with advice.
Yay!
Oh, excellent. That's my favorite kind of vantage. God, the fight sounds just.
I love the fight sound.
Yeah,
Hold on,
yeah.
the advantage didn't come through.
Yeah, that one would have been. Oh yeah, 12 is not great. He looks down at the stain and looks up to you and then looks back down to it and then looks back to you. He's like, that was my favourite stain.
Oh. Can you prestidigitation it back?
Wait, I was gonna say, hold on.
No. I got you. Will says, don't worry. Before the night is out, we're gonna be adding another one.
And like, yeah, like, as you're saying, like someone else's head like smashed into the wall and just glass smashing everywhere. Like, bring back my
I
stain.
love this place.
Bring back my stain.
Oh.
He's just pointing at his bar top, like it's basically right in front of him, opposite the door.
I rise up out of my seat. Why? What are you gonna do about it?
No, I just want my stain here, opposite the. And he just like gestures to the door and then gestures to the bar. It's like this is optimal
Alright.
stain
Why
location.
that way? Okay, I sit
Oh,
back.
I can do that. And
He's not playing pick a fight.
he is going to prestidigitate. So I can clean or soil an object no larger than 1
Nice.
cubic foot. Could I put a like a wine? Could I put like a wine-colored stain, not a blood stain?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah,
Same shape, just like a slightly different color.
and he looks at it for a moment. Yeah, let me just. Well, his perception. He looks at it. He looks around the rest of the tavern. Yeah, no one will notice. But he like leans a little forward, like. But I'd rather a proper stain.
Oh,
So he seems to
fine.
discern its nature.
He's going to bend down like over the bar and then flick a finger at it, and I'm going to turn it green.
Oh god.
There, that one should be much more noticeable.
And he just looks back to Will. Who is this?
This is loser.
I pass Ravenous her whiskey.
Nice.
What
Ravenous
is it?
will just sort of grab the whiskey. Thanks. And just slump next to the bar, just go down onto her butt.
I pay him whatever it is that it costs. I imagine she will have a very good idea. And she will answer the man, these are my friends, so watch yourself.
Oh.
Right. Well. And he just waves a hand to the destructive nature of the bar. Enjoy.
Yeah. 1 minute. Get into it.
And he just like nods his head at Ravenous and is like, are you quite sure you're ready for this, Missy?
Ah, I'm fine.
It's like this tiefling who's like barely on her feet and not that exactly unscrawny at the best of times. Well,
Nah, she's good.
I'm not scraping you off the floor.
She swigs it and she says, I just need a little rest. Do you need a con save?
Yeah. Every beverage you consume, I need concept. It's
Okay.
not
It's an 8.
where it's an 8. You've got a +1 con modifier, so that's eating it up. If you fail one more, you're like getting to the world or drunkenness.
That's fine. I just need a little sleep anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Little short
This
rest.
is
I'll be
pretty
great.
damn good because I got a 4 and a 5. Sorry, Ravenous.
Oh wow! So yeah, but your con modifier, I believe, is more than a +2,
No.
or is it
Mine's a +1.
+1?
Until Will is back to full strength, I will get a +1.
Okay, so you're tipsy. You're officially tipsy, so that means you get a disadvantage on ability checks, but not 6.
We're getting close to playing the game. That's all that means.
Almost playing the game.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I think that was it. So I presume Will is looking for a fight.
Yeah, so as she's getting tipsy, she kind of turns, leans on the bar, talks even more loudly than she usually does, has her helmet next to her, leaning her arm on it. So, you guys, let me get this straight. What you're saying is, you actually want me to join you, like, as a group.
Nanto kind of blinks and like, wait, you haven't already?
No! No! I haven't been... Last group I was with, look, it went kind of dark. I left. That's why I'm here. I figured we're just fighting some stuff together for fun. Because I like fighting stuff and I like smashing things. I'm planning on smashing that guy's face with that stuff in a second.
Well, I mean, it is fun, but I just thought you were part of the group already. Okay, then let's make it official. Welcome to the group!
What? No, that's not what I... Alright. Ravenous, can, like, you guys barely know me.
We barely knew each other when we first started out, but look, we're here now.
Yeah, I seen what you guys do together. Look. Alright, sure. Yeah, I can swing a warhammer. Alright, sometimes. A little bit. I can break things, but that's also kind of the problem. I break stuff. I'm meant to be the shield. Damn it. She just kind of pounds a gauntlet onto the bar. Not drunk, but sort of getting there.
Yeah.
And every time somebody gets hurt, that's on me. You guys have been getting hurt a lot. So what exactly is it that you've seen in me, crosses her arms, that makes you think you are going to be better off? Because last I checked, people who fight with me get it.
We were getting ourselves hurt long before you came.
Oh, so your profession is great. That fills me with
Huh.
confidence.
But when it comes to getting us back up, nobody's got us up as much as you have.
Nanto did it. Lurdun did it.
Well, what I see in you is a wonderful bundle of raw, honest emotion, and that is something that is irreplaceable in this day and age, I do say.
She's kind of tipsy, so she just kind of looks at Nanto, blushes, and pouts.
Angry face.
Yeah. I would be upset.
Look, we can't tell you why we like you. But since you've joined, we've had a lot of fun, and you can't say we haven't.
Joined again, like it's already a done thing.
I did just welcome you. Were you listening?
Yeah. I heard that. Okay.
Well, what makes you think that you're not doing good? What is it that makes you not want to be invested in us? What's scaring you?
Scaring me. I'm not scared of anything. See the dragon fight? You saw the dragon fight. You were there. No, it's I know that even though I'm pretty tough, I don't know if I want to be there with somebody else who's sad. But enough of that mushy stuff. Hey, you! He just calls out to a random guy who's not already engaged in battle. Did you not hear me? You!
Okay, so yeah,
Pushes
this
off of the bar and steps forward.
it's actually the orcish guy you can see in this picture who's been thumped in the face by the guy who's getting a glass bottle smashed over his head. Yeah, you call out to him and he just like snarls towards it.
You're not doing it right. I would like to lift Orc up and use him to beat the guy who smashed the cup over his head.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So yeah,
Can I guidance her and just put a hand on the shoulder and say, good luck?
Yeah.
So that she can do a better job of lifting or doing whatever check she needs to do.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be an athletics check from Will. Obviously, we're a bit beyond the time, so I think Ravenous and I both have holiday tomorrow, so actually we can continue a little longer.
We're fine, yeah.
But for those who need to jet off, feel free to. So Burke, I know you haven't got holiday. I think it's the end of your holiday tomorrow, actually. So the exact opposite.
Unfortunately, it is, yeah.
Yeah, exact opposite.
Unfortunately, he does not go on anymore.
So feel free, those who need to jet off, go for it. That's absolutely fine, and pick up with those. But we'll wrap up. Those who can stick around with this little bar fight scene.
So the part that I'm interested in actually isn't this bar fight.
The bar fight.
Yeah, but do your DM thing. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to clarify. There is a plan.
It's a plan to the fight. Okay. All right. Well, see you, bro.
Best of luck
Take
for
it
those
easy, man.
continuing.
Thanks for playing. Bye.
And I believe.
I was going to say, Nanto, I know you'll probably need to go as well. So take it easy, man.
Yep.
Well, as Will lifts the guy, hopefully an 18 is enough, she's gonna say, Nanto! Now's the part where you sing. Before she throws the other guy.
Oh my, I would have to get the perfect song for this.
And then he brings out his bandolore.
Oh yeah. And he is going. He will serenade the bar fight with a completely inappropriate song about rabbits frolicking in a field.
I love it.
Nice.
But probably causes people to try and pick a fight with Nanto. I don't know.
Maybe, but I'll look up.
I would dare them to punch Nanto in the face.
Right? I feel like Nanto can hold his own. That's kind of my point.
He can take punches. He cannot dish them out.
But yeah.
So he just launches into this song that's entirely inappropriate for the atmosphere of just talking about the plight of the rabbits and how they need to survive. And...
Plight of the rabbits.
The rabbit goes round the tree and down the hole.
Exactly. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us. Much appreciated as always. Hope it was good, and we'll see you next week. Lyroon, I don't know if you'll be sticking around for a little longer or what.
No. Definitely. I have a question about the Octobar. What is the guard situation?
Okay, give me one moment. I just need to find my
Yeah, right now Nanto is a giant forehead.
You had it. It went to
And Myrain is a giant chin.
Oh, did it go to? Hang on.
There you go.
Hey.
Wow, there you go. I think it's because very kindly left it on his camera. Yeah. So the guard situation over at the Octobar. Well, there's the wrestlers not too far away, who seems to take exception to anyone being treated with any kind of injustice. Now, after various things that have happened, there's a couple of town's guards wandering around, but that's about it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I wanted to ask. To think for next episode with
What you're gonna do? Will, go ahead. You have a plan.
I don't know if it'll work because obviously we don't know what's going on with the other half of the party, but Will would like to have a fun little bar fight. Come back to the other two with a busted nose. Alright, if I'm joining you guys, I'm earning my spot. And activate the hat. and having this is her short rest, the bar fight. I want to head to the Octobar, disguised, to try and see if she can't garner some information.
Okay, so you're gonna spend an hour or so on your way to the bar fight and then bar fighting, and on your way back to become patchy, and then
No,
give.
not Patchy.
Oh.
I would like it to resemble Savannah.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna resemble your combat.
But I don't know if this is gonna work because I don't know what's happening with the others, and it's gonna take 4 hours.
Yeah. It's gonna, well, 1 hour. 1 hour.
1 hour. I'm sorry.
One-
yes,
1 hour.
short rest.
Does that mean I've had a little short rest while I've been fighting for
Yes. So long as you're not participating in the fighting.
an hour? No.
Yeah. So you
So I
definitely.
wanna. How do I do hit die?
We'll deal that offline.
Okay.
And anything else, Ravenous?
Oh, I've just been kind of like slumped with an empty glass, like having a little nap while I regenerate.
Yeah, see,
She's been very unwell.
You're
She's 1
basically on
HP.
death's door and just like, I need to not do anything.
she
Okay.
literally got her drink, downed it, lost the constitution save, sort of put it back against the bar and slumped down to the floor and just had a...
No, not on the floor, damn it! You came with me.
Floor.
No, you came with me to get taken care of.
Yeah.
If you're passing
But
out,
you were fighting.
yeah. If you're passing out, I would look back at you guys with a smile, get distracted, get socked in the face, and then come back and take care of you because that's priorities.
So anytime the brawl seems to come in Ravenous' direction, Will just made sure to interpose herself in the way and just sock anyone who's coming your directions in the face. So it's just like the brawl.
She's just an observer.
Yeah, exactly. And just keep like dragging, like literally grab them by the shirt collar and drag them back into the center. So Ravenous, you managed to get a fairly restful short rest. Will, this is what passes for a short rest for you.
Yeah. This is her relaxation. You know what? It was a stressful day. Need a good fight and a drink, and then I'm ready for business again.
And then Nanto, this is just, it's bard material.
Nanto's just been like playing his bandle
Yeah.
or just psyching everyone up.
You're just psyching everyone up, but also, taking a few inspirations from people about, how to describe the various fight scenes for various future performances. So he's just playing along, enjoying it. But yeah, Will's the only one actually punching. So after about an hour of that, Ravenous, you feel a bit of rest. You
Bit more
actually
rest,
feel a bit of the magical energy starting to surge back into you, and you start to feel actually a tickle
Ooh.
in the back of your mind from your patron.
Interesting. Haven't spoken to him in a while. I've been too distracted.
Exactly. We'll pick that up, I think, offline. I think we won't do it right now. But
Okay, yeah, fair
so
enough.
they have some messages to deliver. Your invisible friend that's kept an eye on you all this time is quite concerned. You came quite so close to death.
With the friends you keep.
Yeah. Yeah, more in that they don't seem to be keeping you safe.
Trying. I
Yeah,
don't help myself. That's the problem.
but from their perspective, you basically nearly died. So, yeah, you're basically half asleep in the bar, but you have a very active dream, which we'll come to next episode. Will is just happily fighting people, keeping them away from you while you're dreaming. Nanto's narrating and performing. Nyroon, you're at the bar.
Is it not here?
Nyroon's
not.
at the bar in the Octobar trying to decide what to
Oh,
do.
we've gone to the Octobar.
Baruch is sat beside you, not too fussed about the interaction, more concerned with drinking. And I think that's where we'll call it for today's episode. Is whether you're communicating with your patrons or trying to figure out what to do about the situation, or in Will's case, actually getting ready to come back, but with a disguise. We'll see what happens. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Did we level?
Oh.
With a long rest, you will.
Oh,
But
This is why I was like, we should have a rest.
yeah, well, a long rest is a long while. But come the next day, you'll be level 6. So it's worth you guys upgrading to level 6. If you have finally attained enough experience for that. So yeah, you are level 6, which would be very exciting. We might do a little bit of RP around some of those leveling up experiences. Lyroon, there is a temple where you can go train. Well, similarly, Ravenous, there's a communication with your
Patron.
patron.
My patron.
Similarly, Burr, there's going to be some fighting to do, and Nanto is probably just some growth, quite literal growth to do.
Is he gonna get big?
We'll see. So yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for everyone for watching. Thank you, the real decoy. Hope you enjoyed it. Our most loyal viewer. There we go. There's Will just reclining against the bar.
Yeah, just a 30-second sketch of her getting super beat up, but
And she's
every
like-
second of it.
It's
I'm
like,
good.
Excellent. There you go. So hopefully you all enjoy that. We'll pick back up next week. There's a few different threads. And yeah, there's a few thorny issues to work out, and we got to work out what's gonna happen with that.
Okay, this is great. Level 6, my movement speed goes up to 50 feet.
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Every map ends up 100 feet, 105 feet across.
Just for Lyroon.
Just a Lyroon. Anything else before we wrap up?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, guys. I'm going to call the stream there, and have a good week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.